guys. Hi, everybody. Okay, I was waiting for Debbie. Hi, avoiding eye contact. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Dreamsicle. Mari, Marty. Debbie's boot. Oh, there she is. Hi, Debbie.
Me okay?
Yes, I hear you fine.
Okay. Because, when I come on here, I don't know where my audio is coming from.
Hi, Drea. Maybe I need to start the show, then have you come in. So that way we don't have audio problem.
Girl, leave me alone.
I
It's
was
because I
trying to
didn't
find
turn off my
my camera.
microphone.
I have a lag in my camera on my laptop. I'm gonna have
Mm-hmm.
to start using my external camera, and I have to get it
Mm.
angled right again because it's off angle. So, because I said I was gonna start coming on camera more, I've just gotten lazy. Look, I've just gotten lazy, and I'm dressed all the time. Well, except for in the mornings. But look, see, I'm dressed. Look, I'm dressed. I'm dressed. I
I
just, I
think
just.
I'm dressed. I don't know. I don't know
mm,
what my background is, though.
I don't see a
Hold
background. I just see your
hold
avatar.
on. Hold on.
Hi,
Let me see.
Aesop.
Oh, there you go. Hi.
Oh my God, look at you. I love the. Oh, okay, so you had your hair blown out again.
Well, yes, because I booked myself a virtual site tomorrow, and I
Mhm.
also have a presentation with the Alliance, and then all the rest of the other crap. So yeah,
Okay, okay. Well, it's nice seeing you.
nice seeing you too.
Ah, you don't have to stay on camera, Debbie, because I have a lag in my camera, so I have to get
Oh,
that fixed.
okay. So
Yeah.
let's turn this
But yeah,
off.
I said I've just gotten really lazy about not coming on camera. Seriously.
Same here. It's just easier.
I know it is. It's a lot easier. Look, I don't have to watch my facial. Look, I don't have to watch my facial expressions when I go, "What the fuck?" So I, I just don't come on camera. But I must say, oh, I need a clip for my hair. Hold on, Debbie. Let me grab me a clip because my hair is bugging me. Um, it's time for a haircut. Oh, okay. It's time for a cut. Uh, it's getting, it's itching me in my neck. I gotta bring it up. Gotta bring it up. Okay.
Mm-mm.
So, ooh, got it in. So, Debbie, I was excited
Yeah.
when I watched OC. I was
Uh
even
huh.
more excited, I guess, with Miami. It didn't disappoint this week. And 90 Day Fiance, I think my favorite part
Uh
was when
huh.
Matt brought his crippled ass out, well, his little short ass outside. And then
When
And I kind of the Dorsey and Georgie shit to me. Dorsey just wants drama, because she
mm.
wants because that whole conversation she had with Georgie didn't make any fucking sense to me. So,
Yeah, because it went from argument, like it was good, and then
uh-huh.
she picked a fight,
Hi,
and
Kirsten.
the next thing you know, they were rolling on each other on the bed.
That's
And
what. See, when he called her insensitive, I said, "Oh, oh, no, selfish. Selfish." I said, everybody she's ever been with has said that about her. So, with
Mhm.
that being said, where do we want to start?
Okay, I have to confess, I
Uh-huh.
haven't watched UK yet.
Oh, I
So,
haven't watched UK yet either. I have not.
oh, okay.
I did
All
the
right.
90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After.
Mhm.
I did Real Housewives of OC and Real Housewives of Miami. Now,
Mhm.
I need to catch up on 2 episodes of 90 Day UK because I was watching you and Jamal and you guys were behind. So now you caught up, I think. So
Mhm. Yeah, I
but,
gotta watch it tonight, and I gotta
okay.
check with Jamal. Wait, let me see if he's texted me because
I
I
was
don't
catching up
know.
on my Gilded Age. I am caught up. Then I got caught up
Mm.
watching Sherlock Holmes and Daughter with Sherlock and Daughter, which was good. And then I watched the first part of season 2 of God damn it, Wednesday. Girl, I don't know why I like that little dumbass Netflix show. But the finale is gonna come out September 13th with the last episodes. I love Wednesday. I don't know why. I
That's
feel
the
like
name of the
I'm
show.
watching
I
that.
Love
Yes.
Wednesday.
It's the Adams family, the little girl Wednesday.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Mhm.
Yes. Yes. It's on Netflix.
Well, I've gotten caught up, wrapped up down the rabbit hole of another Korean drama, and this one has 22 episodes, and I think I'm up to 15.
Hi,
Um,
Christoph. Okay.
so
Girl,
that's what
Filipino
I've been looking at.
flags. Yes.
Mhm.
But yeah, I haven't yeah, so I know you and Jamal should be caught up now.
Uh
So,
huh.
oh Lord, I was
We are
doing that
caught up.
earlier. So, um, but I had a session, Debbie. Let me
Hmm.
tell you how dumb I was. So I go in Canva, right? I always want to move stuff backwards and forwards, right? Couldn't figure
Hmm.
out how to do it. So Texas girl called me today and she goes, it's not going to take, girl, as soon as Texas girl showed me that, I looked up and I saw that thing says position. And
Hmm.
I do a lot of stuff where I used to do a lot of stuff from my PowerPoint and my presentations
Hmm.
with Microsoft. And I said, okay, I got it. I've been playing with Canva for the
Hmm.
last 2.5 hours, doing stuff, making things. And then she told me how to import my videos, how to import them instead of doing them in MP4. She told me
Hmm.
to do them in MOV. And guess what? It
Mm.
works.
Oh, nice.
So when I upload it to Canva,
Uh huh.
it comes right in.
Ah,
Yep.
interesting.
Hi,
So
Buns
you
Coffee with Amanda, huh?
so you save it as a MOV and then upload to Canva?
Yes.
Huh, interesting.
Now I can do the MP4 on my
Mhm.
phone. It comes up easy. But when I try to import it, like I have
Mhm.
it saved, girl, it won't do it right. But if I do it from
Eh,
my phone, it goes right in. But I want to be able to edit it on my laptop.
ah,
That's my
okay.
problem.
Gotcha.
So, yes. Hi, Christoph. Chantel Zena is a hot ass. Wait a minute. Hi, so done. So I was listening to Jen before I came in, and I
Mhm.
missed a lot of that live that Ann had did. I realized because when I came in, because the stuff she was saying, I was like, wait a minute, when? And I thought it was really her, but it was a video that she did some months ago. But I have to go back and listen to Ann's. Well, yeah, I got to go back and listen to the whole damn video. Um, it's so nice to see Kirsten. Look, she's in New Zealand. And if I go early, I don't see her.
Aw.
So anyway, where do you want to start at, sweetie?
I don't get like. Wait, what came first?
Oh,
Miami.
see, well, the housewives are first because
Yeah.
90 Day is last night. And we did, and on Sunday, and I told them, I said, Debbie goes live damn near every day during the week, so she gonna get Sundays off. Until we get a heavy schedule again, we can just cover OC, Miami, and 90 Day
Mhm.
all at one time.
Yeah, we only have. What do we have? We only doing two shows now. We ain't doing nothing.
Oh, you and Jamal are only doing two shows?
Yeah, because all we got left now is 90 Day UK and Whitney is done in like 30 seconds. Um, and then we trash talk the rest of the episode, and then I think that's it.
That's it? No,
Um,
I am not. So PMR in the chat there, her and her husband
mhm,
were rocking, broncoing it on rocks and shit. And so, you know me, hi T Love. I went and looked. I'm not even gonna say nothing, but they have a lot of rollovers with that shit that y'all out there doing. But then she sent me a picture of Daddy Rock. Girl,
Mm.
girl, Big Daddy Rock. Hey, Big Daddy.
Mm.
But I said, hey, Daddy Talk. That's what I said. Then I meant Daddy Rock. And she goes, he loves that talk, because Tiki Talk. Yeah, hey, Daddy Rock. So, hi, Deborah. Hi, Ryan. Seeking Sister Wife is coming back. Yes.
In September. But wait, isn't regular Sister Wives supposed to be coming back soon too? Don't they normally
Yes.
start in September, October?
Yes. Party Rock. Yes, I saw you sent me a video and I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna be honest, but I will watch it. I saw you sent me that. I saw you said because I'm on the phone fussing with her, and I'm like, she goes, "Oh, why is he peeing in front of me?" I was like, what? Some guy, I guess, was out there peeing. Hi, Amber. Some guy was out there peeing in front of her. I was like, Jesus Christ. She ain't been to Vegas yet. She ain't been to San Francisco where they're shitting and pissing on the road. So
Oh, good Lord.
I showed y'all the app where they tell you where there's shit at in San Francisco because they got so many homeless people.
Yeah. Oh.
So I was like, Jesus Christ. Oh, he's going to take what kind of ride he taking me for, Daddy? Don't start now. Oh, in the Bronco. I see it. I saw what you did there, girl. I saw what you did there. And that creepy ass Garrick will be back. Oh no. Yeah, because they were seeing somebody else. And Amber, thank you for having me up on your panel today. Amber saw me earlier. I was dressed, girl. I've been dressed as early. Well, I was going to the store, and then I was listening to Amber and them, and then she asked me to come up. So after I got off there, I still took me another 30 minutes before I even got out the door because I got caught up watching something else. I tell you, once I get dressed, I just need to leave the house. Like I just need to leave the house. And it was like 83 here today. 83. They
It
have
was
an
in the 90s
yes,
here.
they have an
Mm-mm.
app. Look it up. It'll tell you where there is human feces at. On because people actually report it. And they go out there and hose it or pick whatever they do. Yes. Yes, they do. So, all right. I think we should start with let's do the Real Housewives of Miami first. Because we did OC first the last time.
Yeah, let's do Miami. What happened on Miami?
Oh my God, David.
Um,
They're in Seville.
yeah.
Okay. They're in
Oh my
Seville.
God. I want to smack Larsa.
Whoo!
I want to smack. She ruined the episode for me. She really did. Like I like when the ladies was telling Marisol that she's a different person without Alexia. Like, yeah, Stephanie, divide, conquer, do what they do to
Okay, but
y'all.
here's my problem. I let Stephanie know. She just got to the group. You really
I think
can't judge
Stephanie's the one with
somebody.
the balls, and
Yes.
but Stephanie is very observant. Stephanie is. Don't forget, she's in sales.
Stephanie's a
She's
fake
very
ass bitch.
observant. And
And she
besides,
has the
all of these
ugliest
women
fucking
know.
shoes. She's the ugliest outfits. I don't care how much money you pay for that shit. I don't care if you call it
Mhm,
couture, you call it style. You
mhm.
dress like some fucking old ass maid. And when she had them polka dot pantyhose on, I wanted to slap that bitch. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, let's get back to the episode. Because I don't know.
Stephanie is serving a purpose, like for
What
now
purpose is
and
that?
hopefully for later, because she's
What purpose is she
challenging the
trying to run my blood
established
pressure up?
order.
Oh,
No, she's challenging the established order. I think a lot of these women have become very complacent with regards to the shenanigans that Alexia and Marisol perpetrate in this group. I mean, look at what happened with Gertie. She was physically assaulted by another member of the group, and no
yep,
one
and Bravo
said
didn't fire
anything to
her,
her
did they?
defense. And on top of
Look,
that, on
Bravo
top,
didn't
and
do
they're
anything to her, did they?
no, they didn't. They're covering up by saying that the matter was investigated. But, right, here's the thing
Yeah, right.
they
Yeah.
sat there and they said nothing. When Gertie put up the emails that would have given them context to what was going on between her and that woman, they didn't
Julia.
bother.
Nobody
I ain't
remember.
saying her name because I don't like
Yep.
her. They didn't. They
I
admitted
don't
that
like
they
that bitch
never
either.
read it. However, when
Yep.
Larsa pulls up text messages between somebody else, they all sat there and read it. Gertie,
Well, that was at the end.
but still, I'm
Yeah,
just
that was at
showing
the
you the
end of that.
comparisons.
Yep.
Like Gertie went through cancer, but none of these women ever did anything for her. However,
Nope.
Alessia is going through yet
Another
another
divorce.
divorce, another divorce, and we have to do everything for Alexia. This trip is for Alexia. And oh, we're doing something special for Stephanie's birthday at
Birthday.
the end of the
What?
trip.
What?
Yes, nothing for Gertie.
Gertie don't need their shit. So let's get in. Okay,
It's not,
so
I know she doesn't need their shit, but it is blatantly obvious that these women do not like her, and the only reason why they don't like her is because she has a successful marriage, she
yep.
has two
What is she?
well-adjusted children, and she has a successful business that she has built from the ground up and
Grind up.
utilize this platform to take it even further.
Yep. She is now. Let me tell you. Uh, well, okay. When we get to that part, okay, we're gonna talk about it. So with Gertie, now
Thank you,
of course
Kristen.
Lisa again. Look, Lisa again. Now but they started showing us flashbacks of what
Mhm.
happened the night before when
Mhm.
again, what's her name, Stephanie and
Mhm.
shit, Alexia got
Mhm.
into it again. But shit, I was like, wait a minute, I didn't see that on the last episode. We must have missed
Mhm.
that. But no, they didn't show it because they go the previous night or the night before. But we get Lisa missed her
Mhm.
flight. Now, Lisa, for some reason, was in St. Bart's at $100,000 villa that she had already made a commitment for, and she wasn't going to just, waste that money. So she had some lawyers down there, of course, and but Lisa missed her flight, and
Mhm.
um, they all want to.
I
I
don't see what the big deal was.
don't either.
So what, she missed her flight. She was able to rebook her flight and
Yep,
get there a few hours later. I thought it
exactly.
was very impressive that that
That she
bubblehead
did it
was actually able to make it to Madrid and then take the
by
train down to
herself.
Seville and not knowing the language. Like
Yep.
instead of them going, "Oh my god, that is amazing." But next time, let us know that you're okay. You were by yourself. Like she didn't even have production with her.
Nope, she was by herself. But of course, now we saw the flashback, of course, when Stephanie was there earlier and they were talking about Marisol and Alexia. And Stephanie got not Stephanie, Julia goes, "Oh, we were talking about you. She is such a pick me bitch. I can't stand Julia. I don't know how Martina even lives in the same fucking house with her. I understand why her daughters want
But
nothing to do with her. I can't stand that
no,
woman.
listen. You don't realize that she is bought and paid for. The one thing that I will agree with Alexia on a couple seasons back, she says, "Oh, you should know about being a prostitute. You're Russian."
Ooh, yes.
Listen, I told Jamal when Alexia said that a few seasons ago. I said this is some of the shit that I can't stand with Alexia. However, it to me it feels like after watching Julia over these years, Julia has literally survived in this world on her back and on her knees with her mouth open.
Yes, she has. And either organ, okay? But when I don't know if you watched the after show, when Lisa explained what happened, she Did you see the after show for the Real Houses
Yes,
of
and it
Miami?
still wasn't making 100% sense, but
Mhm.
there was a little bit more clarification. But
Yes,
honestly, you clarifying too much for me, Lisa.
too much
Keep
for
your mouth
them.
shut and tell these bitches mind your business. I made it on time.
Right. That's right. She only missed one night. But the way Larsa, she was going, what were you doing in St. Bart's? Was that any of your fucking business? And Lisa goes, I had legal matters that needed my presence. And that was my number one priority. And she kept trying to dig. And then she said something about a long weekend with some of the lawyers. And Larsa's got what her fit. Oh, I can't stand that bitch either.
No,
I'm
from
serious.
what I understood, the St. Bart's weekend was with other business partners.
Yeah,
And
it
then
was
when she
already
came
planned.
back, right, and when she came back, then she had to take care of the divorce stuff
Yep.
with her lawyers, which then made her late because we saw her packing. She was
Yep.
excited. I think the legal stuff popped up at the last minute. And I think Lenny be doing that knowing that, of course, he will have the kids while she is working in Seville.
Mm-hmm.
See, so he does shit like that on purpose. Just like how while she was there at the dinner, next thing you know, she gets a
24
text.
hours.
They need her signature within a few hours. And I'm just like, he's doing this on
Oh, in an
purpose
hour.
because,
Yes, in an
yeah,
hour.
because,
Yeah.
and then Larsa picks that moment to
Oh
throw a
God.
shit fit. And I was like, so you just try, because you know that once they find out that Lenny is doing this, demanding her signature in an hour, and she's getting all flustered and she doesn't know what to do, so they're going to want to help her. You do a preemptive strike and
Yep.
then say, I can't take this anymore. I just want to leave. Go.
Bye, bitch. Bye. Bye, bitch. Bye.
It
But
was so unnecessary. And this little dingleberry comes back to the I shouldn't call her dingleberry. I like her bobblehead. Lisa
Lisa.
comes back to the table like she excused herself and she
Yep.
came back, and then Larsa's throwing a shit fit, and she's like, "But what did I do?"
What did
And
I do?
nobody's explaining to her what
Nope.
she did.
Larson's upset because she's still following Marcus, and Larson's not telling her what to do. But I
Who
wanted
cares?
to go
Lisa said it best. If you had come to me with a different approach, a
attitude. Yep.
different tone,
Yep.
it would have been done. But don't come at me like you ordering me around because those days are over.
That's right. But I wanted to go back to that dress shop. What's it called? Ruscio?
Something like that. I don't know.
Rosero. That's how it says. Rosero. Uh, that dress designer. And what I like about that is that Adriana was giving you the history
Mm-hmm.
on it. Plus, she gave you the history at the flamingo dance.
Mm-hmm. She's
And
super smart.
super smart.
Super smart.
Super smart. When Larsa was talking about, she's not the best singer, I said, girl, you're not the best anything. But when Lisa was doing that part, did you see how Larsa looked at her and cut her eyes? And everybody was telling Lisa how well she did. Great job. She was jealous at that point right there. Then she picked a fight with her about the shit with Marcus. Remember,
Mm-hmm.
it was after they went to that flamingo thing. Or was it right before? Was it
But
right
listen,
before or right after?
I I keep forgetting why they can't. Another reason why they can't stand Adriana. In addition to her being super smart
She's
and
smart.
knowing multiple languages and
Mhm.
continuing her education, she's another one that be, on her back, on her knees with mouth wide open. But she admits it.
Well, where's the
Um,
boyfriend? The tall one? Alex was his
he was
name? The
hired for
first
one
one?
episode, and that was it.
Okay. The Frenchman. Okay.
Um, but they can't stand her because her song opens up the show.
Her
She's
what?
getting paid. What? And this is why it's so futile to me trying to ice her out of the episodes, because she's still gonna get paid because her song is the
Yep.
opening song for the
That's right. That
show.
is her song.
And she's going to get paid publishing rights every year because Bravo is using the song. This is
That's
how
right.
stupid they are.
So, and I wanted to point something out too. While they're in Sevilla, okay, did
Mhm.
anybody pay attention to the architecture and to the streets? Because New Orleans, the French Quarter, that area, when I was watching that episode, after watching the Real Housewives of OC, and for all those that don't know, New Orleans is actually it's French, but they have a lot of Spanish stuff there. And the streets are brick or cobblestone in some areas of the French Quarters, the ones they haven't dug up to put down the concrete. Like you go off the sides and stuff, you have still have brick there or cobblestone, and some parts of Saint Bernard is the same way. If you look at that episode when they were showing you the different scenery in Sevilla, especially when they went to that market, that food market. New Orleans has the French market, and it's damn near just the same setup. Okay, and I was like, oh my God, it started hitting me right then and there. I said, that's right. And when we get to the Real Housewives of OC, I was so mad because they weren't showing New Orleans. They showed background, of St. Louis Cathedral, which sits on St. Peter's Square. They're showing, but they're not showing the real architecture of New Orleans. Then when they were going over to the restaurant, I'm like, why in the fuck is that car is on Highway 51 when the restaurant they're going to is right on Charters, and you don't even have to go. It's 4 blocks away from the fucking hotel. Anyway, let me get back to the OC. So when they were at the food mart, and I noticed in the car that Kiki was really quiet, if you remember, and she wasn't really getting into conversations. When she
Mhm.
was explaining that she was getting death threats because she couldn't bring everybody over because she would be responsible for everybody. When that woman
Mhm.
said she had to move, they were really threatening her.
Yep. Yep.
This is
That's
her
crazy.
family,
Yep.
Debbie.
Mhm.
Now those oysters look good. God damn, those oysters look good. I was like, Jesus, I can use some of those right now. Um, I, I'm just like, but this woman was scared. But then I'm thinking, she said she moved. Now her one son was going to college. She has
Mhm.
another son that's home.
No,
Who's
that's the little girl. That's the
the
daughter,
little
Summer.
girl?
Mhm.
Yes. Now she said her dad had to step in because he was trying to help, family members too. But her
Mhm.
dad had to step in to get them to stop giving her death threats. Why? Because they think she's making all this money. That how
Mhm.
long do they think that she's going to be able to keep making this money unless she has really good investments?
Right, but
Come on.
she was and probably still is doing modeling. This is just an easier gig for her and probably allows her to spend more time at home with the youngest daughter. Um, I mean, and there's also that thing where you're doing yacht modeling as well. So
Be
I'm
quiet. She's on her
sure
back. Sweets is saying that she thinks Lisa was on something with the way she was acting when she got to Sevilla. Do you think she was on something? Maybe she had took
no,
a pill to get to sleep.
I think she was tired, and I think
Okay.
she's tired of justifying herself to these women because they kept the two of them, those two magpies, were really trying to pick a fight with her. And instead of them being grateful that she was actually there, and let it rest, no, they kept going at her. And for some reason, like, it turns out that she did send a message to Alexia.
She's hi shit show. I didn't see you. Hi, she did. She sent the message to Alexia and Gertie.
Mm-hmm.
and Gertie. But they have to pick on the fact that she didn't send it to Marisol or Julia. So
Well,
why didn't you
okay.
just tell them?
Here's the thing though. For some reason, she she sees the pecking order with Alexia. So she goes to Alexia a lot. Because you remember when Larsa and her were really fighting? Remember when
Mm-hmm.
they were at the restaurant and she went to the bathroom? Who was she on the phone with? Alexia.
Lexia.
So Alexia is kind of like her counsel. So she sent the message to her. Should she have sent it to the host of the trip? Yes. However, she's a bubblehead. She was able to reroute her flights, book a train, and get her ass down to Seville. Okay, we cannot expect her to be 100% perfect, and Alexia should have relayed that message to the host. End of story. It's not that big of a deal, and they are trying to make it a
They're
big
trying to
deal.
make it a big deal, is what they're doing. So Ryan said she stayed in Sevilla for a year. Sevilla for a year.
Who?
Ryan,
Oh yes, yes. Ryan has lived like and visits everywhere. She is my travel bucket list wish list. I want to fold myself up and be in her overweight luggage. Um yes. Love her. Love where she goes. Like her last trip, the food pics were awesome.
so I was like, okay. And then when we hold on a second. So then was it after the dress shop, right? Is that when they were
Mhm.
going back into the hotel? And that's when Larsa wants to bring up, the fact that she still hasn't unfollowed Marcus. And she says, no. She goes, well, why not? You're not a good friend. But when she
Mhm.
called that woman a groupie, I said, no, you didn't, bitch. No, you didn't. All these fucking basketball players that you done open your legs to and done fucked, and anybody, a rapper. I said, girl, you are the biggest fucking groupie there is. I'm thinking in my head, what I'm
Mhm.
saying. No, matter of fact, I was talking out loud. Lisa goes, groupie? The only thing you date, I said, no, bitch, you should have said the only thing you open your legs to is a basketball player or a rapper, and then they use your ass up and toss you to the fucking side. And then she said she's friends with the Kardashian. I said, well, that tells me everything too, because they're fake fucks as well.
Mhm.
I'm just like, but were you surprised that Alexia was wearing that ring again in that dress shop? Were you surprised?
No, and here's why. It has absolutely nothing to do with Todd. It has everything to do with competition with Stephanie.
I thought about that too.
She needed to pull out the bling bling, the bling 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 bling.
She want to keep up with the other fake ass person. I'm sorry.
Mm-mm.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I thought about that. I'm like, why weren't you wearing a ring in Miami? Why do you wait till you go overseas to put your wedding ring back on? But she didn't have it on when they got off the flight, when they first got to the hotel.
No, but she slipped on the wedding band on her forefinger
Yes.
first. And then by the time they got to the dress shop, because on the way, I saw the wedding band on the forefinger because it's a beautiful, like emerald cut diamond
But
eternity
is it
band.
really
Love
a
it.
diamond?
All I'm saying is, based on what I'm looking at on the TV without a jeweler's loop or me looking at whatever, her bling bling is of the diamond orientation. And
Okay,
so
but
by the
how is he
time we
buying
got to
that type of diamond when he's got a fake he's got rental cars, nothing is in his. I'm just asking. If you got that
Mhm.
type of money to buy that emerald cut, okay. I want that ring back, Alexia, so I can hawk that.
No, Oh, that's all she gonna get from this marriage.
Uh,
You know she be walking away from these marriages with next to nothing. She is the most unsuccessful gold digger ever.
now let me ask everybody. If Debbie, okay, let me ask you.
Mhm.
If you were friends, let's, but I know that you wouldn't befriend somebody that I'm dating, or not even anybody that I was married to, because that's just not your style. But let's say you did, and we broke up. I'm gonna ask anybody in the chat: would you unfollow your friend's ex? Would you unfollow them?
Why am I following him in the first place?
See, that's you thinking logically, okay? So,
Okay, so I'm disqualified from this question then.
yes. If
Okay.
we were friends and I introduced this man, to you guys in the chat, we all hanging out, and you guys start following him on social media. If we break up, would you unfollow him? See, Sweet says she unfollowed immediately. I'm so late. Hi, Wendy. So, and I've been in this position, okay? My ex, I was with for 10, 11 years. And this has nothing to do with Clint, which y'all still free. So we broke up. We had bought a home together. We broke up. I moved out. I should have put his ass out, but I didn't want anything that reminded me. I just needed a fresh start. Okay. We broke up. He was at every family get together because my brother is inviting him. My sister is inviting him. He was at every barbecue my sons threw. He was at Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas
But
dinner.
I think a lot goes into it. Like, was I friends with him before I knew you? Like, did he introduce me to you?
No,
Um, so me and you been friends first,
I'm
and
talking
this
about
is
my
your
family
husband?
and my friends. Okay. My
But
family. My sons will still call to this day. They still, when they go to Houston,
but
they're staying at the house.
that's a long relationship. Like that's a marriage. It's different. This was a piece of
We were married.
ass.
Okay, but my thing is, if we are no longer together, why would you keep inviting him around? So you know what I did one year when
Mhm,
uh because when my brother told me that he had invited him, we were doing the
mhm.
4th of July. He was doing a crawfish boil, right? He goes, "Oh yeah, by the way, Tim coming." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, guess who won't be there?" Girl, come on,
Mhm.
now, this shit's crazy. Because I'm serious. And I think he would go on purpose just to piss me off. And now we're really good friends. But I think he would do it. He would show up at my son's house. We're doing a barbecue, and they're going, "Papa, hey man, what's up? What's up, pops?" And I'm like, "Oh my God." And I'm just sitting there looking at him like, "Are we fucking kidding?" So you know what I
Okay.
did? I started bringing around somebody with me. Even though I didn't really care that much about that person, but whenever I went to some event, I always made sure I had a man with me. And then he stopped coming around for a while. But okay, go ahead.
Okay. So that is way more complicated than this stupidity.
I know.
What Larsa is upset about is that bobblehead let the cat out of the bag, that it was Larsa who called the Paps to take the picture of her man doing the booger sugar.
Yep. And the fact
That's
that
what this
they had a
boils
fake
down to.
breakup. Remember when she called her out
Exactly. She
on the
called that
fake
out.
breakup?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
She called that out.
Yep.
And it's just showing Larsa in a bad light. But it's the light that she's accustomed to being in. So I don't know why she's so upset. But anyway, that's what all of this is about.
Yeah, but I understand why Lisa's not going to do it now. And then Marisol and everybody's telling, well, no, it was Marisol, just unfollow him. And then
I
she goes,
think
"You called her a clout chaser." She goes, "No, you called her a groupie." She goes, "She called me a groupie first." How did Marisol hear her calling her a groupie and then telling her that no one missed her when she wasn't there? How did Marisol miss that?
Marisol has convenient hearing in her old age. Hopefully, she's on hormone replacement therapy because I think she needs that. I, again, Marisol has a lot of weight on her shoulder trying to gain a mojito. And she's doing anything, picking on anyone, like, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. I really like, I am proud of Lisa for like really holding her ground and not
Yep.
letting other people railroad her. I want her to become 100% independent, and I mean by not always running to Alexia so Alexia
But
can be
she's not.
your counselor.
She has
But I
Jody to
want her
back
to get
her up
there.
now. She has Jody to back her up. Because when she
Now,
called Jody to tell Jody what was going on, that's what triggered him to start sending these messages to
he's
Larsa.
got to
But I
stop
want to
being
know what
a Patricia. He's got to stop being a
yep.
Patricia
I want to know
because he
what you
should have
calling him
kept.
Peter. Look, you calling him Peter now. Patricia.
Well, no, I'm calling him Patricia because that's a Patricia move. And if y'all any of y'all watch Real Housewives of Atlanta
And
back in
that's
the
what I'm talking about. Peter.
day,
They called him
right?
Patricia, the other housewife.
But remember when Nene went up to Peter and said, "You being a fucking Patricia because you getting up in women's business." That's what
Yep.
I'm isolating this to, because just because your girlfriend calls you and is crying to you about what is happening with another person during filming doesn't mean that you should pick up your phone after that call and start texting the person that you know is going to twist it around and make you look bad. She already said when your eyes bugging open when the pat flashes are coming at you, that you be doing the booger sugar too. You have to be smarter than Larsa. It's not that difficult.
I want to know what was in those text messages because the way they were like, maybe they were surprised at all the ones he sent, but the way Gertie was like, I was like, oh shit, what did he say? But she did say he wasn't cursing her out or anything.
Gertie is dramatical. Gertie is
Okay.
dramatical. When it's all said and done, I doubt they'll add up to much.
That's what I was thinking because she did say he wasn't cursing her out or anything. So
He's
I'm like,
not going to be that stupid. Don't forget, he owns his own company. Like,
well, that's true too. But I want to see, but and then Lisa was talking about how Larsa went and said that he was trying to keep them from being friends. And Larsa is a big pot stirrer. She's a spoon. She's a
mhm.
spoon. So, and then but what I wanted to bring up before we get off of here, I think this is the best part, is when Julia, not the best part, but when they were on their way to, I guess they were on their way to dinner. No, were they on their way to dinner?
Who
Yeah, they were on their way
knows?
to dinner, right? When Julia wants to know, why won't you unfollow Marcus? She started the shit.
Mhm.
But then you want
Yep.
to get upset because Lisa is not kowtowing down to you, and you're saying, I just want to get out the car and walk. Girl, I would have told that driver, stop, bitch, get out. Bye. And explain to me, why is everybody in red? They said they wanted a red night, but Larsa's in all white. Explain to me that. Explain that
The
to me.
same reason why she showed up to the preppy party looking like she was going to a business meeting circa 1986. Um, she thinks that it makes her stand out. But here's the thing though. Julia is trying everything to get on my nerves this season, and I can't with her.
She's got on my nerves already.
However, how did you feel about how Stephanie came at Julia right after they landed, and when Julia went to Alex and told Alexia that they were talking about her? How, like, a lot of people were upset that Stephanie got so heated.
I wasn't.
I think it was necessary.
Yep, I do too.
Just
Because,
spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on
yep,
jet fuel to
she
take you
threw her
over
under the
there.
bus. Yep.
But it's just like, it's not like Stephanie says she wasn't going to talk to her. Like, she's been talking to Alexia. Like, this is nothing new. And
But what?
so,
Ow.
mhm.
Okay. But I was gonna say, what do you think about when Marisol told her that she was, how did she word it? Chewed up, or she had been um it was like, it was like Alexia just took her down. You know what I mean? Like she couldn't take the heat from Alexia. She goes, "Well, I don't think that's true." Oh, bury her. Bury her. She goes, "So how did you feel?" Well, I'm glad you're not upset because you were buried. I was like, "Oh shit." But yeah, Alexia, but no, I thought Julia was fucked up by doing that, and I didn't see anything with what
I
Stephanie did.
didn't either. It
I
was
didn't see anything
absolutely
wrong with it.
appropriate.
Yep.
Look, Stephanie isn't scared to confront anyone.
Nope.
Anyone. I think that is the most obvious observation of her since she started. And what is getting up Alexia's and Marisol's nose is that she is not bending down and bowing to them.
She doesn't have to, but everybody else seems to want to. Well,
But
except,
again, that's the same problem they had with Nicole. Nicole wouldn't bow to them neither, and the two of them was ganging up on her until she left.
well, can I just say something? Ever since Adriana brought up Marisol's knees, do you know I spent that whole episode every time they
Looking at
showed the
them.
Marisol knees and them boots? Girl, I was weak. Ever since, I say production is so wrong for this. Did you
Mm-hmm.
see how many times it was showing
Yeah,
Marisol's knees?
it is sad. It is truly sad.
What did Sweet say? Oh my God. As soon as the other girl showed up, the first thing out of her mouth was, "We were just talking about you." Now, she could have said, "We were just wondering where you girls were." But no, that's not what she did.
No, but you
Julia,
also notice the body language too. She got up, she spun around, put her back to Stephanie, grabbed Alexia's arms,
yep,
and was like, "We were just talking about you."
yep,
And then Alexia said out loud, "Oh, I don't care that you were talking about. Everybody talks about me." Really,
yep.
girl? That's not how you do it. You go to her room afterwards and say, "We was talking about you."
But no, she has, it's like she needs that camera time. She knows as long as she's with Alexa or Marisol, she's going to get that camera. You know what I
She
mean?
also thought she was getting brownie points with the two it girls. What's she name? Adriana hit the nail on the head. She wants to be with the cool girls, so she
Yep.
trying to score cool points with them by saying, letting them know that they were talking about them.
Yeah, this
Mhm.
trick was supposed to be a cheer up dummy, but she's back with him anyways. Thank you. I would have thought that was a slap in my
Oh,
face.
wait. Did y'all see Todd's video?
No.
Todd! Oh my god. Oh, Todd. Todd released a video saying he's suing Bravo because it started off with Adriana questioning his financials. And he bought a $24 million shopping center right after the season closed. He has no problems with his financials. Furthermore, the house that Alexia is living in with Frankie, he pays for. He
I thought
pays
she
for.
said that she moved into that rental. So she and Frankie, so she didn't say that Todd was paying for it.
Of course not, because it's how it's edited. He's like, I pay for her. And then what broke the camel's back, because I've kept silent for 18 months, was when Peter came up in the house that I pay for, that he lives in, and I'm supporting his lifestyle. Said that I didn't care about Frankie. And
Yeah, he did
he
say that.
read it to them. He's like, no more.
Where is the
No more.
video, Debbie? Where's the
Oh my
video?
god. Hold on. Google. I saw it on IG. Todd from Real Housewives of Miami. Hold on. Let's see what Google. Hold on.
Play it for us, please. Let us
Hold
see it.
on. Is it on here? Uh, here it go. Here it go. Okay, wait. Stop.
She's
This.
a hoeing for the streets. Are we talking about Lorsa? Jody is way too involved.
Oh, wait, share.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jody get involved.
Let
Oh,
me
damn.
know.
Play it,
Okay.
baby. I
Hold
see it.
on.
Let me take
Oh.
this down.
E. Hide. Okay. This.
There's no, you got to turn up the volume. I don't hear it. He's not bad looking. There's no volume, Debbie.
Okay. Hold on.
I see
Uh,
liked it all about the
hold
tea
on. Maybe
liking.
I can't
Okay.
do this. All right.
Why not?
Let me stop sharing. I'm going to send it to you and you can play it
You have access.
because it's bursting my eardrums and I'm
Probably
not
because you
about
have
to go
your earpiece
desktop.
on. That's why we didn't hear it. But
Okay.
send it to
Hold
me.
on. What did
You send it to me on IG.
no.
Yeah, send it to me on IG. I'm not gonna play it on my phone because then I gotta transfer it.
Where you
Yeah,
is.
just send it
Wait,
to me on Instagram.
send. There you go, Heidi. Maybe they'll hear the volume with you.
Yeah, because you got
Just
earpiece in your
open up
ear. That's why you
Instagram.
didn't play it. Why is my ugly ass cousin showing herself on I? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Let me. I'm so mean. I'm so mean. I don't know who told that girl she pretty. I really don't. Okay, hold on. Let me open this up. Let me share it. Let's hear what old Peter got to say. Todd, not Peter. Todd has to say. IG. Okay, hold on.
In The Real Housewives of Miami. Now, I was not one who really wanted to give up my privacy and become a reality star. That was never for me. And I certainly never enjoyed filming, and I'm sure that's obvious to anyone who watched the show. But the final straw, the breaking point, came when lies started being told, and Adriana went on TV and started making claims that I was struggling and couldn't pay my rent, and I was having financial problems. And it was a real blow to me, and I couldn't believe people would make these kind of lies up. And I was on TV, and she knew it was a lie. And I was mad at Alexia for getting me involved in this mess. But I was the most mad at the producers who knew the story wasn't true. And they didn't just run it, they ran it and reran it and reran it with no regard for me or my feelings or the truth. And in fact, I was the one telling them after the story came out, and I knew that they filmed it, that I had just bought a $24 million shopping center. What was my financial problem? But they really didn't care. The show must go on. And they did. The show did go on. And it got to a breaking point where I couldn't take it anymore. And I had to make a very hard decision. I realized I couldn't live in this world anymore, and the woman I loved couldn't live without it. So I had to make a decision to leave. And it was a very tough decision, but it had to be made. I was well aware of the storyline they were creating for Series 7 about the reconciliation, and I agreed that I would go along with that. In return, I was under the impression I was getting some apologies from Adriana, and I was going to be let off the hook, so to speak, and not dragged like past husbands of these kind of TV shows.
Ooh.
So it seemed like a pretty fair deal to me, so I stayed quiet and let it air out. Now, not surprised at all that it didn't play out as I had expected. I see no apologies coming my way. Nobody acknowledging the slander and defamation of character they did to me. I see actually the story getting worse, and they're making up stories about how I moved out of the house and left Frankie alone, which none of this is true.
Oh.
It's just for the storyline. And I've stayed quiet. For 18 months, I sat back and stayed quiet out of respect and love to Alexia. But at some point, you're pushing too far. And this is the point. Now, I could understand Alexia bashing me. And I could understand her coworkers doing the same. Even the one I've never met once in my life who seems to be obsessed with me. That's all fine. And I'm not surprised one bit that the producers are running this because they need a storyline to sell you guys a show. But what did surprise me is that they used Peter to come at me and bash me and say that I don't give a shit about Frankie. Well, now you hit a nerve and now you have my attention and you're going to start getting some responses. That's where you went too far.
Oh, shit.
Now, there is no doubt Alexia is an amazing mother and does everything she can. And so does father, by the way, who never seems to get any credit. This guy works 5 days a week to support himself and spends almost every weekend out with Frankie, taking him out and taking care of him, being a great dad. And he deserves recognition. However, beyond those two people, there's nobody on planet Earth that's done 1,000th of what I've done for Frankie in the last 7 years. In 7 years' time of living with Frankie, just about every morning we'd wake up together before everybody else and have a coffee and talk. Every afternoon I come home from work and I spend time with Frankie. I didn't just provide for Frankie financially by putting a roof over his head and putting food on his table and designer clothes on his back. I did do that, but I also did a lot more. And to say I didn't give a shit is ridiculous. Let's talk about it. Took him to the movies, took him to the beach, took him to the jacuzzi, took him to the pool, took him on cruises, took him on vacation for weekend getaways. 2, 3, 4 nights a week, Alexi and I would take him to dinner. We would go out on the weekends and we'd take him with us. I would spend so much time with Frankie. I was very involved with getting Frankie trainers for his health. I was very involved with getting Frankie into the Demoya Foundation. I was involved in getting him all sorts of speech therapists and anything I could do to make this guy's life better. I was all for it. And that's why it really hurts that someone's going to come at me and say that I didn't give a shit about him, because I'm going to tell you, there's not a person on planet Earth who's done as much for him other than his parents as me. And that's how I love Frankie. And you know what? Because I love Frankie, I'm going to speak up. Because Frankie would want me to, because he knows this isn't true. Now, I really have no problem with Peter. In fact, after Alexa and I split up, I reached out to Peter. And I told him how bad I felt how things went between us and the pressures that he and I had to deal with. And I told him how bad I felt that I was never able to help him launch a career and get started with a job and get his life on track. And I felt bad for all the pressure the guy had. And I made it very clear, that's my failure more than his. And I told him I would always be there for him, regardless of whether he wanted my help and regardless of my position with his mom. And I always stand by that, and will always stand by that. But today I feel bad for Peter, because the producers used him again. You see, they convinced him to go and tell the story for their ratings, and he knows better than anyone, when they got something on you, they put it up against you. Except what Peter probably doesn't know, and why he probably had to do this, is because thanks to me, I'm the one who convinced Alexia to negotiate a deal for Peter and Frankie to get paid. That's why they get paid. And that's why I probably believe Peter had to do it, for the paycheck. So I kind of understand that I'm not mad at them all. And my offer to always be there for him will always stand. Peter shouldn't be calling me out on TV. Peter should be thanking those that are helping take care of Frankie, like me. That's the truth. Even after the divorce, I continued to support Alexi and Frankie, paid the rent. She used my Amex to the tune of tens of thousands of dollars a month. That's what I did. And in fact, the house they live in, where you live as well, Peter, I pay the rent on that house. Even after the show came out and I was so hurt and I couldn't believe this was going to happen to me again, and I saw the first episode, I still continued to pay these bills. That's who I am, and that's what I did. And it doesn't seem fair that you're going to come for me now. You should be thanking me instead. With all that said, I still feel bad for him, because the producers got the best of him, and he knows it and I know it, and there's no hard feelings there. But you did change the storyline for me. Now I have to speak up. You see, there's been hundreds of podcasters and news media articles that wanted to write stories, and they wanted my side of the story, and I stayed quiet. But I can't sit back and let you create this narrative that I just didn't give a shit about Frankie. Not only do I love Frankie, I love myself too, and I'm not going to let you and the producers do this to me. So no hard feelings, but I'm going to have to start talking as well. And even as I sit here today, I'm still heartbroken about the fact that Alexia never told me this was going to happen to me, and that she allowed this to happen. And worse yet, she and I actually did reconcile in January of this year after the show filmed. We were together and doing great for months. And she never said a word about anything coming my way. And since then, I've never heard an I'm sorry, never got a text, nothing. It's just too bad, so sad. And while I'm never going to try and win over any viewers, because I truthfully don't care about that, I do want to tell my side of the story, and I am going to go out there and do it so the viewers know I didn't leave Frankie home alone, and it wasn't this crazy situation where he was so distraught on the couch, and I'm not this horrible person they make me out to be. But at the end of the day, I have to stand up for myself. And what we'll do is I'll tell my side of the story, and Bravo can tell their side of the story, and you, the viewers, will get to judge what you believe and what you don't believe. Like I said, I'm not trying to win anybody over, but I am trying to tell a side of the story. You'll get to be the judge and jury. Now, for the producers, there's a totally different story I have for you guys. These producers, they like to sit in their editing rooms and production rooms and hide behind the cameras, and they'll drag anybody. And all you got to do is look at the past husbands and boyfriends of this show. They have no regard for anyone, as if we don't have families, friends, lives, careers. It just doesn't matter as long as they're making a show. And they hide in private, and they could care less about the truth. They just want to make a show. And if you confront them, they say, you got a bad edit, I'm sorry. Well, that's not going to cut it anymore, because these producers know the secrets are coming out, that you have people on these shows hiring private investigators to dig up dirt on other castmates to ruin them. They're hiring PR companies and social media bot accounts to hurt people with no regard for them whatsoever. These people have script writers to give them witty one-liners so they seem so good and they could turn the direction of themselves and make themselves look fantastic. And you know about this. And you guys hide in the private room and you don't get exposed. Well, that's going to change because all these things you've been doing to the cast, how are you going to like it if I expose you? How are you going to like it if these things are done to you and I draw you out into the public? How is it going to feel when you're getting questioned by the public on the way you behave? Let's see. But the difference is for you guys, and the difference is for people like Adriana, who slandered my name and who made up all these lies and thought it was funny and clever, and the producers who thought they could edit it and rerun it and rerun it and rerun it and keep showing it and keep talking about it and there'd be no consequences. And for the producers who really didn't even have a right to have me on TV for season 6, you're going to have a different crowd that I want to perform for, so to speak.
Damn.
You're going to have a courtroom to perform in, and you're not going to have to convince the public. You're going to have to convince a real judge and a real jury if you had the right to use me on TV and lie about me on TV when you knew it was a lie. Let's see where we go with this, because for all the people you've dragged with no regard for them whatsoever, past and present people on the show, I'm the guy with the reputation. I'm the guy with the resume in life. And I know you've been digging up as much dirt as you can. Doesn't seem like you found so much, but I'm also the guy with the resources to take you guys down. So you found this game very clever. You wanted to get the ratings and you wanted to get your season launched. So good for you, you did. Except now I'm going to speak up and I'm going to take your asses to court and we'll find out if you had a legal right to do it. And you know what? You said it. You replayed it. Now you better prove it. And if you can't prove it, you're going to pay me. And I think I'm going to take all that money I'm going to win, and I'm going to win a lot of money. And when I do, I'm going to give it to groups that work with people that are bullied, cyberbullied, bullied in person, attacked online by people like you who hide in these rooms and destroy lives, destroy families. You're not good people. And just face it, I sit here and say that. For the viewers, you could question me, but over the, 15 years of the show, you call it a guilty pleasure to watch it. But would you ever participate in it? Would a sane person ever expose their lives? For what? To go to BravoCon and have people tell you they love you? Bullshit. You wouldn't do it either. And the past performance of the show, look at where these families have wound up in. Tons of divorces, people in jail, miserable lives. I mean, it's just created no happiness and no joy for Earth other than a guilty pleasure. So you could enjoy watching it. But for the participants, I think you got to get your heads checked. And for the producers who produce it and hide in the rooms, I'm coming for you.
Well,
the biggest mistake I've made in my adult life was agreeing to.
Damn.
How did you miss that?
Oh, Lord.
Todd spoke his speech. Mm.
So, with that being said, that ring is real. Look, he just bought a shopping center. Wait a minute. He's paying for Peter's place to stay and Alexia and Frankie the place they stay in.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you bet I be paying that shit no more. See, now I understand why she was always with Todd and why he was never on camera, because they were putting up, because I'm like, if this man is so cruel to you and he's doing all of this to you, why are you still even entertaining him? But to find out that they all knew this shit was a lie, it's a story, and you ran with this, smudging this man's name, smearing his name, which could have hurt his business reputation, I would take their ass to court too. Sue them. Sue their asses.
Yeah. So that's taught. And I saw somebody mention, I wonder if Alexia made a response. Doubt it.
But he said, even after the show wrapped up, they reconciled again. And she never told him what was coming his way.
Nope.
Never. But they're divorced now.
Yeah.
She never told him what was coming his way. Oh my. And he said they were hiring people to dig up stuff on people, on cast members.
Then Marisol.
Yep.
And Dr. Nicole.
Yep. And then he said that they were hiring social media platforms and stuff, meaning bots, to put all of this shit Oh my God.
Garcelle, he got all of Alexia's pillow talk and put it into that video. So she confirmed everything and he just spilled the beans.
I think
Spilled
he
the
was sitting in his
beans.
lawyer's office.
Mm.
Oh my God. Debbie, this man was not playing.
Nope.
Sweets, did you know that? Oh my God. Ooh, ooh. Debbie, when was that tape?
I don't know. You still got the window open?
Oh, that was dumb. Let me go look. I'm trying to see what's the date on here.
Mhm.
3 days ago. It was
Yeah.
3 days ago. 3 days ago. He said that he thought he was going to have apologies. He said they didn't even have permission to even have him on season 6.
Nope. They did not get a signed agreement for him to be on last year.
Now you got to
Somebody in
convince a
12.
judge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
I
he
love you, Todd. I love you. Oh my God. Are they going to bring this up on the reunion since it was taped? What? It was taped this week?
I don't know.
Yep, they said the reunion was taped this week. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, now what else stood out for you on the Real Housewives of Miami? This was
Child, there
better
was
than a
quite a
whole
few.
episode.
Yep.
This shit we just watched was better than a whole damn
And
episode.
I almost forgot about it too.
Me
Almost
too.
forgot about it.
But you remember when Garcelle said that woman had hired those bots to go after her son? Who was
Mm-hmm.
the one? The madam? Remember?
Yeah, the one that was trying to get the baby.
Diane,
Mm-hmm.
whatever her name was.
Yep.
She had all those bots and stuff. She had bought bots.
Mm-hmm.
Garcelle, and I believe Garcelle then, but she said that she had hired a private detective to. We ain't never heard anything else from her, did we?
Nope, because I think Bravo probably put the kibosh on it.
Well, Diane was the one that said that she had hired a private investigation firm to look into it. I knew that was a lie when she said it on the reunion, girl.
Yeah.
Lisa Renner knew it was a lie. So, okay. I like you, Todd. You go with your bad ass, but you know what? You look better than you did on the show. Todd, you look good. Okay? So, who, Lord. Now, if cokehead Marcus, which we already know he a cokehead, he done got caught, wrecked his car on a train track, coked up with this young chick in the car. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay. Whew. Let's go to the Real Housewives of, I'm about to say New Orleans. Oh, but you do know there's a Real Housewives of Rhode Island coming out, right?
Yeah, Dolores. Black Dolores gonna be on it, I think, as a friend.
Yeah. Okay. So we have the Real Housewives of Orange County now.
Okay. So they're still in New Orleans. They went to a dog parade. They went to
Uh,
a
can I
voodoo
just say
person.
this?
Mm?
Can I just say this? And I was going to say this. Do you know we have parades for damn near everything in New Orleans? And for her to say to her husband that she was at Mardi Gras, that was not a Mardi Gras. That was just a barf parade. It was not Mardi Gras. Stop saying that. Mardi Gras is 2 weeks, and the barf parade is not part of Mardi Gras. Oh, okay,
Who,
go ahead, Debbie.
wait, who said that? Gina?
No,
Oh.
Heather was talking to her husband.
Oh, well, she don't know
So
the difference.
she said, we walked in a Mardi Gras parade. I'm like, that was not a Mardi Gras parade. It was a barf parade. We have parades for every goddamn thing. But go ahead.
Um. Oh, and what's her name got up? Tamara got up and Tamara said she wasn't gonna be drinking no more, and then came to the event drunk a few minutes later.
Girl, you saw that
And
glass that she had. That was not water.
yeah, that was some brown liquor and
That was
water.
Seagram's and a splash of Coke, or some Tito's or something.
Well,
That was not water.
I
Water
guess
don't
she
empty
needed
that like
it.
that. Okay, that
I
wasn't water.
guess but I'm glad that Shannon peeped it.
And Shannon with her drunk ass, who should. Okay, so can we talk? Oh, so when I was telling you guys about Cafe Du Monde, when they went there to get the beignets, did you see the line that was going down? And they walked. Of course, they're gonna go in. But did you see how many people were standing in that line to get into Cafe Du Monde, right on the river, right on the Mississippi, right across from St. Peter's Square. That is Cafe Du Monde.
That's why you have to make reservations.
Yes,
Because
yes,
even right after Katrina, when the
yep,
city was rebuilding, there was still a line.
yep.
We made
Because the French Quarter
reservations.
wasn't hit. The French Quarter
Hmm.
wasn't hit.
Yeah, but we went for brunch, Sunday brunch. It was
Uh huh.
amazing. We had the bananas Foster. It was
Hmm.
awesome with the beignets.
Now they got beignets at the French market. Inside that French market, like in some little mall, well, not little, but some malls, there are Cafe Du Mondes in there as well. Cafe Du
Mhm.
Monde on the river, right on the Mississippi, right down there on the waterfront. That line is forever. And you have to make reservations. And they will stand there and wait for those damn beignets and wait to get in there. I was looking, I'm like, oh, okay. Production just gonna let them, yeah. So they, anytime, but they really needed to go inside so you can see. They should have took you there and let you see how they make these things. See, that's what I get so
I'm
upset.
not interested in it.
Okay, whatever. And then as you see them sitting there, Tamara and Emily and Shannon, you see behind them, that's St. Louis Cathedral, which is right on St. Peter's Square. And I'm like,
Mhm.
why don't they let them go and take a tour in St. Louis Cathedral? I mean, all of this stuff.
Because the church don't want them up in there neither.
But don't say that, because that is a landmark. Do you know when the church was built the first time, it was lost to a hurricane, okay? And then when the church was built the second time, it was burnt by a fire. So
Heidi,
that,
women
what?
don't go to church on a
Oh,
regular.
well,
So
okay. Well,
no.
I'm just going to give you a little background. So
Okay.
then they started to build, and they incorporated some of the old church that was, with the hurricane and what wasn't burnt in the fire. They started incorporating that into the new church, which is what we see now. And I just couldn't believe that they weren't showing you uh or giving you or having them even go and read the damn thing. You know what I mean? I'm like, New Orleans is a beautiful place. It really is. And I'm just like, you can take tours in the church. You have bishops, archbishops that are buried in that church. Yeah, they are. And I was just shocked that they didn't do all of that and didn't give you a look at New Orleans. What?
Mhm.
What are you typing? I'm serious. I was just like shocked. And so it was called, it's called what is it called? The Cathedral Basilica of St. Louis, who is the King of France. So I'm just like, but it's a lot of rich history of that church. It's a lot of rich history of that church. And, and then at one point, it was called the Little, what was it called? The Little Basilica, because of um I'm trying to remember what it was, but I'm gonna have to do your tour of New Orleans when I go home. Damn it! I'm gonna let you see all this
Mhm.
historical shit, including the French Market. They could have went down
Mhm.
and showed you all the veggies that come off the boat. They should have showed you the seafood section, but instead they want to show you all these little plastic shit. The little alligator. Nobody want to see that shit. Take me to the thing. Now, when it went to Bloody Marys, and uh, I'm telling you, when they were making them voodoo dolls, I'm like, you motherfuckers are crazy. I'm glad Heather named hers Heather. I'm glad they were naming their dolls, except for one of them who called it Ryan or whatever she called it. You don't want to play with that kind of shit. So I don't blame Tamara, Gretchen, and Shannon for getting the fuck out of there. Don't blame them
Mhm.
at all. But
Well, what's she name? Gretchen claims to be very religious, and what's she name? Tamara. Didn't she get baptized or something?
yeah, yeah,
And
the
who's
same
the other
thing.
one?
The same. It's just like when she was working on herself before, when she got baptized and she was going to change and she never changed. And now she's in therapy and she's working on herself. That still didn't seem to work. So, what is it that Tamara has tried to do that she's never done, that she's always lying about?
What? Tamara lies about everything. I
Thank
can't keep
you.
up.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. So the bad boys of 90 Days, they were all in Las Vegas. You have Biniam, Gino, you have Russ, with the thruple, and oh, ugly ass Tyreek. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead, Debbie. What were you
Drea
saying?
wanna go.
What?
Drea wants to go with you to New Orleans, I think.
Drea knows she has an open invitation for me, from me and my sister. She knows that. She has an open invitation.
Oh, Shannon went. Oh, like I could see Shannon not doing this. Like she's into like a lot of stuff, but I don't see her being into this. So
Yeah, but then you heard what Emily, with her messy ass, she goes, well, Shannon's tried everything else. She might as well try your voodoo doll to get a man. With your big broad ass shoulders, bitch. Don't ever come on my camera again with a spaghetti strap on. You look like a man. You looky like a man. Okay? You builty like a man. You're more man than your damn husband. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Debbie.
yeah, and Tamara quit. That was the episode.
That wasn't the episode. Do you believe? I'm gonna ask you. Do you
Mhm.
believe that someone? Tamara always says someone is telling her something. Two people, she said, came to her. Why can't she produce it? When Gretchen went to that table, she goes, "You didn't show me any proof." But even Gretchen said, even when they were out, she said she can't believe that Katie would say that because she never said that. How would
Mhm.
Katie know about naked wasted? How would Katie know that?
Well, unless she watched the old episodes.
Girl,
I
that
don't
was
know.
way, way, way back. Because
I
she
know, but that naked wasted comment is pretty like iconic
But that's
for
not what she
OC.
said. She said Gretchen told her that
Hmm.
Tamara roofied her.
Yes,
Tamara is the one that said naked wasted.
correct, correct.
But
I don't
Tamara's
know.
always coming with someone's told me this. No fucking proof. No
I
nothing to back up what she has to say. I think she did that to try to cause a wedge between Gretchen and Katie, like she does with everybody else.
But do you notice that Tamara embellishes a lot? Like
She
what went
lies.
from an audio recording of Shannon turned into a video
Video
recording
recording. Mhm.
of Shannon. So she and then she says, "But I said it was a recording." but
Hi,
she
Gwen.
forgets that she twists it, like she can hear. I believe somebody told her something. Was it a reliable person? Might not have been. And what that person told her, was that exactly what came out of Tamara's mouth?
Nope.
Definitely not.
But where's the proof? Where's the proof?
Mm.
And Gretchen even said she's never
Oh.
even spoke to Katie about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Jen, but did you see Heather sitting there? And she was like, she goes, I get in trouble. But when Jen brought up, where is the picture? I want to see it. She goes, we're not talking about that right now. Oh, no, bitch. Since you want to say all this stuff behind her back and how she had the way she told the story was that Jen had her old hair extensions put in her
Mm-hmm.
hair. You know,
Mm-hmm.
she didn't say that they were just trying them.
But and the person who told her that story is Jen herself. Jen said, as a joke, my hairstylist mentioned that you were
Yes,
just here, and then we were like, "Oh, look, these are her extensions. Look what it would look like in your hair." And
yes,
Jen told that to Tamara, and Tamara turned around and twisted
yes.
it, trying to make her seem like white, single white female
Single
is
white
it?
female. Single white female.
Yeah. So like again, this is how Tamara's brain processes
Yep.
information.
Even when they were doing the voodoo doll shit, she made it seem like Jen was going to make her doll all about her. I'm like,
Mm-mm.
girl, you just too into yourself. Seriously, you are. And when she sat down in that chair, when she went to see, oh, I forgot to tell her Kiki flashing her boobs too. I'm so sick of Kiki flashing her boobs. But when she sat down in that chair in Shannon's room, you saw right up her coochie cooch.
Oh, and yeah, that seems to be a running theme.
Does anybody
Yeah.
wear underwear on these shows?
I Well, fancy pants better be wearing some.
Wendy's front yard. I'm on the way. Oh, damn. Debbie's leaving to go get some cookies. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead, girl. Go get your cookies and ice cream. You want some cookies and ice cream? Go ahead and get it, girl.
Thank you, Wendy.
The barf parade. It's to raise money for the
It has
dogs. Yes, the
done,
barf
it
parade.
has
We
done the
have
whole time
parades for
she's been
every
on the
damn thing.
show. She
Okay.
can't blame it on Vicky anymore. She left because she's getting caught in her own shit. Yeah, and it was this just like the last run out where she was running through the hotel with her shoes off.
Yep.
Except this time she was too drunk to run. And I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt that it was alcohol, but someone at the table was talking about some other pills or substances that she might have been taking. I think it was Jen.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. Here's where she went wrong with what she said to. Oh my God, who's the new girl that they call formaldehyde? Not the new
Ooh,
girl, the girl that came back with Slade. What's her name? Gretchen.
Gretchen.
Okay,
Yeah, she
so
had too much
she
makeup on.
expected that Gretchen was just going to take her at what she
Her
said.
word. But she should have known better.
And she wasn't expecting Gretchen to go back and ask Katie. And that's why that's what made Tamara even more
Well,
angry. Because
Gretchen
she's
called
like, so
Slade.
you believe her?
Yeah, Gretchen called Gretchen called Slade. Then
Mm-hmm.
Slade called Ryan, and then Ryan called whatever Katie's husband's name is, not
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, whatever his name is, because Ryan is Jen's.
Mm-hmm.
They called, and that's how Katie came to her room and said, "Wait,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on?" That's how close these couples are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
So she double checked it and she sat there and she watched Katie and she believed Katie. And she has a history with Tamara and a history of lying with Tamara. Like, yeah, you got to balance out these people. And if one is coming over as more believable than the other, then you're just going to go with the one that's more believable. Gretchen is a very rational thinker, and she always has been. And that's why they can never get over on her from back in the day.
I'm just
When they would bring up Bass Lake, okay. Again, Tamara heard from somebody that she's up at Bass Lake. She was up there with her parents. But she tried to pin it on her that she was up there with Greg's male nurse having an affair.
Yep.
And
Tamara,
then when that fell through, she was like, how could you leave a man on his dying bed to go to Bass Lake? Because she fucking needed a break from being a caretaker.
that's why. But I just couldn't believe, and even when Gretchen, and then you saw Shannon with her ass, she couldn't wait. You see, you've hurt everyone at the table, and what's her face leaned in. She goes, "You need to speak for yourself."
Mm.
No, you guys are trying to throw shit at Katie, just like they're doing at Gertie, just like they're doing to Adriana. This is what you guys are doing.
Mhm.
But if you go back and watch those 2 episodes and watch the architecture and the roads and everything, they're not showing you the French quarters. They're not well. They did take you, and I really do like that cafe. The food there is delicious. I mean, it really, really is. But they're not showing you New Orleans. They took you down to the river. They put you on the boat, not telling you how long this has been in operation, not telling you that they used to carry stuff. This goes all the way to Thibodeau. They're not giving you the history, and I can't stand that shit. Especially when I go someplace, I want the history, and they just going out to eat and doing a fucking barf parade. Show me, and then next week they're gonna be talking about show me your titties. What? What the fuck we are? This
Well,
is not Mardi Gras.
well, I went down there after Katrina, and plenty of people asked me, show me your titties. I think that's a regular, everyday occurrence down
Yeah, but
there.
that no, I'm talking about that's what Shannon was yelling. Show me your titties. So when you're up there on the balconies and stuff, those are actually apartments, and some of those, you have a couple that are actually hotels when they put the when you go out there, and those things are high for Mardi Gras. So they don't allow people on the balconies anymore at these hotels because of the fact that one of the balconies had collapsed. It was too many people on the balcony.
Mm.
Yep, too many people were on that balcony and it collapsed. So during Mardi Gras time, they don't allow people up on those balconies like that because it'll tell you no more than whatever, and you'll see them all piled out there,
Mm.
all that weight on those old things. That
So
is
Dunn has
true.
a point. So Dunn has a point. That is so true. She told the other ladies that she and Gretchen had a talk, but she didn't tell them that she tried to smooth things over with Gretchen by throwing Katie in the fire.
Yep, and that's what
So
she was
true.
doing. That's what she was
Mhm.
doing. And then she sat there in line and telling Shannon, I really love you. We've got 10 years of friendship. And oh God. Oh God. Yep. So you remember the people fell. Yeah, that was doing Mardi Gras. They don't allow you. Well, if it's your own private balcony, it's your apartment, whatever, or you bought that apartment, you do whatever. But the commercial part, they don't want you on the balconies at all because they got sued. And even though there's a thing before you go out there with what it can hold, people are drunk. They don't care.
Mhm.
Nope. No, people are drunk. They don't care. You got to remember, we've got all these hurricanes going through there. We've got all this shit going on. And I wouldn't go stand out there.
Aren't most of those balconies wooden balconies though?
No, they're more like cast iron, but they're old. You can weld so much. You know what I mean? You know how
Yeah,
you got the little
y'all are near
cast
the
rock,
water. That'll
huh?
rust. That y'all are near the water. The cast
Yeah.
iron will rust.
Yeah, so those are basically now.
Wait,
Some of
wouldn't
them
that be
have been
wrought iron?
reinforced, like these people that own their townhomes that are there are
Oh.
they own because some of them have turned into condos now, but some of
Mhm.
them they're like Airbnbs. I'm telling you, if you want to stay in the French Quarter for Mardi Gras, it's going to cost you a fucking arm and a leg unless you book it 3 months ahead of time. And you just happen to know when Mardi Gras is going to roll. But if you don't know, which they probably know too, I tell anybody you're going to go to Mardi Gras, you better book that shit 2, 3, 4 months ahead of time. So that way you'll get that rate that they have now. Because for Mardi Gras, even a Motel 6 that normally charges 49 or $59 a night, you're looking at paying 279 a fucking night. And
Mhm.
there are no rooms. When they tell you we have no rooms, we have no rooms. You might as well go over the river, unless you can find an Airbnb out in the suburbs somewhere. Telling you, they be booked, 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 booked. But again, St. Louis Cathedral would have been a great thing for them to go look. They should have showed you guys around St. Peter's Square. I mean, come on. You got to do better. Got to do better. And when they were sitting out there at the park, that's where Cafe Du Monde is. And then my friend got married right behind them on that hill. Uh, Lynn and his wife got married. He invited me to the wedding. So I came from Texas. I brought my sister because I stayed at her house, and she went to the wedding. And then we had the reception right next door to the cafe they were at. So it's a beautiful place to go see. Really is. Beautiful, old world. But the architecture there, it reminded me of Sevilla. It really did when I saw Sevilla. I'm like, oh my God, I'm looking at New Orleans right now. So, anything else good that happened, Debbie?
No.
Okay. And I do believe that Tamara, I don't think she was just drunk. I think that she had been taking pills too and drinking. But when she said that you're never going to see me drunk again.
Yeah, I don't think she should have said that. And it was Jen who was saying something about pills, wasn't she?
Yep. No,
And
no. No,
even
no. It was
yeah.
no, it was Jen and Gina.
Well, Gina called her out and said that she was wasted and that she can't behave like that at her event. This is her
It's
table,
her
which
table. Yep.
I agreed with her. And notice Heather didn't say a word. Heather was
Nothing.
looking at Tamra and she was picking up on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at her eyes, like they got squinty and then they got big and like
She had
she
one
was
eye
very
halfway
emotive.
closed, girl. One eye was damn near
No, I
closed.
mean Heather,
Oh
how
yeah,
like
Heather.
when
Yeah.
when Jen said something about the pill the first time, her head swung and turned and looked at Tamara and was observing her very carefully. I
But
think
they're
I
making excuses. Well, Heather's the one that's making excuses. But Tamara is going through a lot of stuff with she had one eye. Yes, she did. Well, I mean, she was going through a lot of stuff with whatever her name is, with Teddy. No, Teddy is going through it. Tamara ain't going through
Mhm.
shit. Teddy going through it.
But she's using it for a
Yeah,
storyline.
she's using it for a storyline. That's what I hate it. Teddy is going through it.
Mhm.
And did you hear that she was with Brawin?
Yeah, when the three of them went to New Orleans for when what's her name fell and hit
I
her
didn't
head or
know that
whatever.
they were that close to Brawin because Brawin was on, was it the OC or Beverly Hills? OC,
She
right?
was on OC and didn't Tamara attack Bronwyn in her
Yes,
fake marriage or something like that?
yes,
Oh god.
yes. And then Brawin had moved to Hawaii for a while because she had decided to be with the woman. And girl, yes, she
Mhm.
had attacked. I was with, wait a minute, Brawin? You went with
Yep.
Brawin? I didn't even know
Mhm.
that Teddy knew Bronwyn. Cause yeah, anyway. Girl, if she would have said Lisa Vanderpump, I think I would have fell out my chair.
Hmm. Well,
But
Lisa wouldn't be cavorting with them.
no, and she wouldn't. I wanted them to give a tour of the city. I'm just so, but you know how when they go on these trips to the UK or Dubai, how they show, well, no, because they really don't really show you too much there either, do they?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh,
All
Drea,
right.
you would fit right in New Orleans, baby. Because a lot of these older places and these older establishments in the French Quarter, that's all they speak is either French or Latin. What is my sister sending me? Okay, so let me tell you what my sister did. She sent a challenge to all of us, right? To all my mom's kids. And you know that song, On My Mama, On My Hood. I look. She want us all to send a video. My other sister sent it. I was like, oh, hell no. Then she did. Then I saw my brothers, and they keep telling me, we're waiting for yours. I said, oh, my mama. Oh, my. I'm not doing this shit. I said, nope. That's blackmail right there. They're not blackmailing me. They're not going to blackmail me with that shit. Hell no, I ain't sending it. But I probably will. I'll probably send it this week.
Mm.
Look, I'm gonna have to do it this weekend, but they're challenging. I'm like, okay, it's Teddy and Kyle. Well, that's who I thought were really good friends. Teddy, I did not know that Teddy knew Tamara like that. Yes, we have.
They only got together when both of them was off of their respective shows to try to make $1 on this stupid podcast. And this is what's killing me. Tamara's saying that Teddy is her best friend, but Teddy's best friend is Kyle.
Yep. But let me tell you what's so funny. You know what? If I was so bad, if I was such a bad, I would put that shit out on my YouTube channel so y'all can see their dance. Well, my sister was bending. I was like, "Are we doing drop that look? Are we doing juvenile in this video?" I was like, "You go, sis, girl. You got it." I was waiting. I made sure she came back up off the floor. I'm like, "Yep, the knees held up that time." Then my other sister had her husband record her. I was rolling. Then she did a prank on her husband the other night. She took clear tape and put it across the bathroom door. So when he came out the shower, his whole face went right into the tape. Girl, I was like, oh shit. I said, oh my God, my poor brother-in-law. She pranked the hell out of him. And she sent it to all of us. Let's see. Let me see. Drea, one of my biggest regrets was not learning Cajun French. Yeah, it's Creole from my grandparents, but they wouldn't teach us because that's what they spoke. See, and you're not lying. So, Wendy, my grandmother used to be, that's how I learned it, okay? They would be in there talking about, but I saw, what, then I realized it's the first letter. They're actually spelling out certain words, because if she wants to curse you out, she'd be going, but I fuck it out. I'm like, oh my God, I knew she was mad. So, as you spend more time with them. So it's that Creole and that French mixed in together. Girl, when my grandmother said something one day, I repeated it. She goes, what you just say? She goes, how did you? I said, Grandma, I've been around you long enough, but I'm telling you, when you're around them long enough, like my mother speaks French, she speaks Latin. And she does that Creole, whatever it is, too. When she and my aunt be talking sometimes, and my sister says she's there, they start talking in that broken down French. She goes, I know damn well they're talking about me, but I don't know what they're saying. I said, next time they do it, call me so I can hear. I'll break it down. I'll be picking out certain things. But it's good to know that. My grandmother had a tongue on her. Shit. She can say some stuff. She doesn't need the Bravo check. Yes, she does too. Because Eddie's involved in that major lawsuit. Just like she accused Ryan of being. Oh, she had the nerve to ask Jen, what did I ever do to you? And she goes, okay, I'll wait. Wait a minute. Did you forget? You said that she cheated on her husband. You said her fiance was involved in illegal gambling operation, and he was money laundering, and the FBI. You don't remember all that shit you said, Tamara? I do. Bravo does. Everybody that watches the show does. You called her a single white female. But she's the one that has a happy home. You and Eddie are not happy together. I can't stand that woman. But anyway, on. Is there anything else that happened that we want to discuss before we move to 90 Day? My bestie taught me Jamaican patios. It made me learn.
Patois.
Patois. That's what it is. Patois. And Jamaican and French and that stuff, all of that stuff, they actually mix all that shit together when they speak in that broken down French. He made me learn patois. Oh, I wish my grandmother was alive. I played dumb, then bust out phrase, then people try to talk shit. Yep, patois. That's French. Hmm. Patois. I remember that. All right. All right. Like if y'all ever notice that we always say parents, stuff like all that shit is French. Um, 90 Day. Who do you want to start with?
Uh, wait, who was on the show?
Libby, Andre,
Adnan.
Lisbeth, Andre,
Mm.
Darcy, yeah, Darcy, Georgie, Gino, Jasmine, and Brandon, his wife, and her
Let's get
parents.
Brandon and them out of the way. They were boring. Her parents came in. They're in Washington D.C. for the night. Brandon inadvertently put the parents in a room to share a room together, even though they're divorced, and it had only one bed. They can deal with it. Then they went on a tour bus, and Brandon was shown to be the idiot that he is, failure of the American educational system, and he didn't know anything about his country's history. Meanwhile, her daddy can recite it forwards and backwards, and told him that he could schedule an appointment with him so he could teach him about his own country. Then they go home, and of
Wait a
course,
minute, can I interject here?
mm,
Okay, I just didn't understand why they were on a sightseeing bus because right on the mall you have all the museums, and then you go down to the tidal basin, you have the
mhm,
Jefferson Memorial, you have the Washington
mhm.
Monument, you have the old uh, damn it.
None of those government institutions was going to let 90 Day in there to
No, I'm not
film. So
saying
that's why
that.
they had to get on the bus.
Oh, okay, but they're not. Oh, yeah, okay, all right,
And I
okay.
think they did something similar. His parents did something similar for her when she came over from
Yep,
Russia,
and
if
she
I
came
remember.
into DC. Yep, she did.
Yeah, and I
Yep.
think she probably thought that was a nice thing that they did, and she wanted it for her parents. That was the nostalgic part of me, but
Okay.
the real part of me said, "This is the best we gonna get," because none of those places, those monuments, the places are gonna let 90 Day film there.
Okay, that's true. Probably
Mhm.
so. So when they went home, when I saw those balloons out front, well, first of all, when they were going, and she goes, "Oh, so you guys are gonna go home right after?" 'Cause I'm like, "Well, what did you think they would come to your house?" So not one time did she ask them, could she go decorate? Not one time did she say that they were going to be there. I think that's evasive because she had already, Julia had already told them she wanted the first couple of days with her parents, and then she would invite them over. She had already said that to them 3 episodes ago. Betty just, she's intrusive. She has no respect for her daughter-in-law or her son's home, and Brandon with his dumb ass looking like dopey. Matter of fact, he looks like Opie from the Andy Griffin show when Ron Howard when he was growing up. He looked doofy as shit. Okay, big old square head. Well, when he was a little kid, anyway. So I did not appreciate that. And when Julia asked him, "What are you doing here?" And then Julia's
Mhm.
mom looked at Julia, that was rude. Brandon didn't say, she goes, "It's a surprise." Oh my God, I can't wait to see. Hopefully, they continue this next Sunday. I don't want to wait 2 Sundays to see what the fallout's going to be. She was rude. I'm
Mm.
sorry, Debbie. I'm sorry.
Well, I think she overstepped her bounds because I think they had explained to her what the plan was, and they wanted time with her parents first. But the mother had to use her key to let herself into their home to
But I thought,
establish dominance.
but I
And
thought Brandon said at the resort that he was going to get the key back from his mother. Remember, when they were sitting on the chairs?
yeah,
He
he
said he was going to get the key back from his mother.
Mm-hmm.
She shouldn't have a key.
I mean, you can give somebody a key just in case something happens to yours, but she shouldn't, like, that should just be kept, under a book in the bookcase or something like that in case of
In
emergencies.
case of
But
emergencies,
she
right?
uses it a little too often and without anybody asking her, but
And
she's overstepping her bounds.
she had a room in their house with clothes and stuff all in there. Girl, you, no, mm-mm, no, 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 no. She has overstepped, and Julia is. Brandon should.
Oh, Tracy says on Pillow Talk he gave it back to her. How
What?
stupid.
I bet Julia didn't know that.
I hope Julia leave him, quite honestly.
Look, he gave her a key as a Christmas gift when season. I remember that, and Julia was pissed. Yes, she was. But that's not the house. You remember that's when they moved the first time they went to Richmond,
Mm-hmm.
and she had a key. This is the
Mm-hmm.
house that they just bought. What I forgot about a few years back. She should not have a key at all. I remember his mom used to just pop by on a Saturday, or she would just come, and I'm like, "Oh no, we're not having this." And then I said, "Do you realize that I sleep in on Saturday?" Well, I was coming to have coffee. I said, "Don't you have coffee at your house?" I said, "Don't wake me up on a Saturday ever." I said, "As a matter of fact, please let me know before you come over here." That's it. Don't do that. You used to going over there when it was just your son. No, I'm here now. We're not playing that.
But the only time he ever moved out was when Julia came.
Yep.
Remember, he wanted to stay at his parents'
Yep.
house.
I'm just so disgusted with. And can we tell Betty to go get that poodle on her head cut, please? Can we tell her? Looks like she's got that. What do you call those hats? It look yeah. She either has a Russian hat on her head, or she has a poodle sitting on top of it, or some type of fluffy dog. Because that shit does not look good. What?
Mm, 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 mm.
What, Debbie? Did I say something wrong?
No, I was sorry, blowing my nose. Sorry.
Oh, I mean, it just look like she took a fur muff or something and said, "Who wears their hair? Is that a perm or is that her?" Because Brandon's hair is girl. Please, please, please.
Maybe she just have naturally curly hair, and that's the best it's going to
A
look.
mullet perm. Thank you. That's what it. I couldn't think of it. She has a mullet on her head. She has a mullet. Every once in a while, you remember how I remember my mother used to have this fox fur that came around her coat
Mm,
with the fox head and the tail was hanging down.
a soul.
A stole, that's what you call it. I was like, every time I was like, oh my god, I can't stand that thing. And then she had this dress that had the for my dad would buy my mom all kinds of shit. And every time I look at Betty's hair, I think of that, and I keep waiting for the thing to get up off her head and take off. Seriously, I do. I really, really do. Russian hat for Russian daughter-in-law. Oh my God. So, is there anything else?
Not with them, no. Mm-mm.
What did my sister keeps sending me shit? Lord have mercy. No, I'm not going to unblock my cousin. No. She wants to know if my cousin asks if she be unblocked. I said no. No, will not unblock her. She pissed me off for the last time. Okay, so who do you want to do next?
Adnan and Tiger Lily. Um,
Oh my God, here we go with the life is too short shit. And girl, you know what? I'm gonna get off. Yeah, and not my sister Hazel Eyes either. I'm gonna call her when I get off of here. Don't pull that life is too short shit on me. That don't work on me. All right. All right. All right, let's go with Adnan and Tiger Lily. I'm ready.
So the only thing that I saw with them was when they was at the house and he was calling her a demon, saying like I think her delivery date is the next day. And he said basically this is the last day um you can convert to Islam
I
and
did see
save
that
the
fun
baby.
bruise. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Damn. I'm sorry. I was thinking about
Yeah,
that when I looked and I saw Drea. Okay.
got a thumb bruise on her forearm. Yes. Oh, oh dear.
But you missed something, Debbie. When she
What?
was shopping with her stepmom for baby clothes, what did you hear?
I missed that part. I missed that part. I only saw the part where he was very threatening towards her. He's changing the whole arrangement.
Yes.
He did say that he didn't care about her religion when they got married, but now all of a sudden that she's pregnant, he's waiting till the day before saying that this is it. But here's what really irritated me with that. He said when we die, we will all be together. So are you
Mhm.
forcing her two other children to convert, or are you just leaving them in hell and the
He's
three of
leaving them in
y'all?
hell. He's leaving
So
them in
then
hell.
again, like this is ridiculous. If I were her, I would tell him, well, you can have the baby and y'all could be in heaven together, and me and my kids gonna be in Christian heaven over here. It does not make any sense what he was saying. He was making it seem like by the mother being
A Christian, she won't
Muslim.
be retreat. If he dies, who's going to carry on? Don't you have
Well,
brothers?
whether he's alive or dead, the only person who's going to teach that kid Muslim Islam is down at the mosque,
Yeah,
because
because
neither him nor her know anything about
nope.
Islam to
He's
teach that
using
kid.
this as a weapon. And the way he was talking down to her, girl, next week's gonna be good because he's gonna tell her he's the man. He runs stuff.
Yeah.
But when she was in the store with the mother-in-law, they were picking out
Hmm.
clothes, right? She goes, "Can you get some color?" Where the mother-in-law was asking her, if she was going to change. She was like, "No, her oldest is in Christian. He goes to a private Christian school." They were picking out the baby clothes. And she was like, "Can we get some color?" She goes, "Well, no, what's wrong with them?" She goes, "Well, even when the boys were little, I thought she had a boy and a girl." She
Hmm.
said, when the boys were little,
Hmm.
Tiger Lily doesn't have any brothers.
Mm.
Tiger Lily, I always thought she had a boy and a girl. Because she's telling her she did the same thing to the boys when they were little, put them in all these neutral colors. I thought Tiger Lily had a daughter and a son. She has two other boys.
Mm.
Did anybody else catch that? Okay,
No.
even Wendy said, nope, she has two boys. You remember when they wrote that thing up and they said that she had two kids with her son. She has a daughter, and so they lied. She has two sons. I've always kept saying because she had a boy and a girl. She has, and I said, wait a minute, what? I thought she had
Yeah,
a boy and a girl because she even said it to Adnan when they were over there. She goes, "Well, we're gonna have a baby," and she goes, "I really want a little boy, so that way we'll have two boys and a girl." And I was like,
no. She has two sons, Finn and Rue, from her
"Yeah."
previous marriage to Darren Mark Taylor.
Think when she was in there with Adnan when she went to do the baby making. She was saying that they would have two boys and a girl.
Mm. Unless she wanted Zane to be a girl.
I don't know. Well, Adnan is a boy. God knew not
Mm.
to give her little girls. Yep. But then her mother in law was asking her that if she was going to be Muslim, she goes, "So after you have the baby, so you're not going to be covering up your hair and all of that." And she goes, "No, that's not what." Right after that, Adnan is telling her that she needs to cover her hair and everything.
Mm. Well,
He is, I think he's abusive. I don't like the way he speaks to her. I think he's worse than Andre. You can look at him and see he's abusive. And this dumbass bitch is letting him talk to her like that. Can you imagine how he treats her other sons when he was upset when all the toys and stuff was all over what was that was ridiculous too. But can you imagine having that man as a stepfather?
He probably ignores them and takes it all out on her.
Yep,
Mm.
you
The
guys are
first two
right.
boys might have a chance if they spend time with their natural father.
And yet, even his mother said she doesn't know where he gets these beliefs from because that's not how he was raised.
Well, here's the thing. I think he found the right person to pull this with because probably he's Jordanian, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he can pull that in Jordan with a modern Jordanian woman. See, so he came over here with this old gal who had a good track record of having boy children and
I thought
decided to
about
pull
that
this
too.
with her.
I thought about that too. I said, "Oh, that would make sense because she's got a record of having boys." So he want. I think he's still fruity as shit. I'm sorry.
I don't
Nope.
know. This is just ridiculous, his behavior with her, especially at this stage of the pregnancy that she's at. I
Why
think,
would you want to
like,
stress her out?
he doesn't understand that, though. What his biggest problem is his youth and his ignorance, and him being so wrapped up in trying to be a man. If you wasn't a man at home,
You're not gonna be a
how
man
you,
here.
yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's so childish. I can't even relate to it. It's such a waste of time.
But I'm glad that she's close to her dad because her dad is not going to tolerate all of that shit.
Mm.
But when he leans, if you guys saw the previews for the next episode, whenever they come on again, when he leans over her, I think she's laying back on the bed. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Because I see, I saw the logs behind. I think she was laying back on the bed. He goes, "I'm the man. I'm the man. I run things." I was like, "Oh, baby, you would be the fuck out of my house."
Well, that's all he knows, unfortunately.
Yeah, okay.
Somebody allowed that behavior. Probably
She's
his mother
allowing it.
spoiled him.
She's allowing it because, bitch, you in the United States. Matter of fact, you right outside of Dallas, Texas. You're right out there in Fort Worth, Arlington area. They don't play that out there, okay? Uh, uh, a young buck like you, they'll tie your ass up and drag you, okay, for treating their American white woman like that. We don't. They don't play that out there. Let you go someplace and be talking to her crazy, and some good old boys are standing by, and see when they whip your ass. She did.
Hmm.
When she went to that reunion, she damn sure did. But she said at the reunion, she hadn't converted yet. Only she can make that decision. So we know at that time, she had not converted. Remember, they filmed the reunion and they were already filming this part, but now they're just coming out with their segment for Happily Ever After. Because at the reunion, she said that she had not converted.
I think she's gonna drag that out. I don't. I think. I
Thinking
don't
about
think she will convert.
but she needs to have lessons to convert. She needs to have
Yeah.
lessons, and
And
then
that
they
was
will
another thing
decide
that
when
he
she's
lied
ready.
about.
Yep.
That was another thing he lied about because he said all you have to do is say a few words. No, you don't.
Uh-uh.
You have to go and take classes
Yep.
at the
At
mosque.
the
You have
mosque.
to be trained by
Mhm.
the I can't even remember what
I
they
forgot
call
what they're
them over
called.
there.
Okay, I forgot. But she has
But
to train.
yeah,
Yep.
she can't
Tourism.
just say a few words and become a Muslim. It doesn't work
It
that
doesn't
way.
work that way. Tell me you have a day. She hasn't been in lessons, and then they decide. It's just like in Judaism, when you're
Mhm.
converting, the rabbi will decide when you're ready to take the test because you're really working with the rabbi whoever they put you with. But no, that's not how that works. And then he gave her the English Torah. Really? Have
Mhm.
you read it? Has he read that? No, he couldn't. No, 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 he didn't read that.
Hmm.
He didn't read that. I'm just like, oh my God. Okay, I see you bitches in the bushes. I see you in the bushes, my little bitches. Hi. Hello. And I'm not going to call you guys bitches because I love you guys. Hello, my bush watchers. That's too funny. So, but you know what? And every time I see Adnan, now Adnan, and y'all don't make me think. Adnan don't have any dick. Okay. But then the mother-in-law says that she's happy that Tiger Lily got out of a 10-year controlling relationship. What the fuck does she think she's in now? What does she think
Mm,
she's in now? That's a boy. How old is he? 25, 26? How old is Adnan?
I don't think he's that old.
Is he 23, 24,
I
20?
thought he was 23, but I
Somewhere
could
around.
be remembering last
And
season.
she's damn near what, 40 something? Or 40?
She is
37?
in her 40s. She's in her
No.
40s.
Are you fucking crazy? No.
Are they trying to
Little
be on the
piece of
other
shit
two?
ain't gonna talk to me like that.
Imam. Thank you, Deborah Best. Thank you. It's an imam.
I'm imam. Thank you. Thank you.
This study
The stuff
says
he
no
said about
American.
American buys was awful. Oh, she is in a worse relationship. Okay, he's 24. Piece of
Ah,
shit.
okay.
Still wiping his fucking look. Still probably gonna ask his mama to wipe his ass.
Well, he went from his mother's house to her house, so there you go.
No, he was living with his brother.
Same thing. Where he was going home to eat. Wherever you eat is the house, is your home. Give me a break.
Yeah, so I am just done with him. Really, really done with him. Okay, so we
Mm.
have that. Um, who, who do you want to? Well, is anything else happen that we want to talk about between
Mm-mm.
Adnan
I
and
was just
Jennifer?
very offended by that last scene of theirs. Ridiculous, uncalled for. Especially with how far along in the pregnancy she was. This was stupid. Who else was on the show?
So we
Andre and
okay.
and the
I think
girl.
we should do Georgie. Okay,
Oh,
okay.
Georgie. Yeah, no, they yeah, do Georgian thing and Darcy, because I need your help with this. I saw it looked like they had a good time with the sister,
So
meeting the
yeah, so
kids.
Georgie's sister, her name is Nicolina. Oh my God. You know what? She's a beautiful woman. And she hadn't seen her brother since she started her family. And,
Mhm.
it had been, and she said she was so happy to see him in person, meaning not FaceTime calls. Okay.
Mhm.
And then Darcy standing there, looking like a floppy ass fucking fish. I hate that bitch. I'm sorry. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I have to be more professional. Okay, so Georgie is. I mean, they had the longest hug, and his sister. They look alike. George is not bad, but
Mhm.
I like his sister. So then, of course, Darcy is going to take the opportunity to, and she's thinking, she said this is a trial run before she meets his parents. And Georgie is thinking that, he's going to get uncle points. He wants to be a good uncle. So then, Darcy translate that Georgie is such a great uncle and all of this, but the sister is concerned because she wants to make sure that her brother is okay with not having kids. She looks at Darcy
Mhm.
and sees she's way older, right?
She's also concerned about the age gap because it might
Yep,
be good now, but she doesn't want her brother to become a nursemaid.
yep. That's what yep.
Mhm.
Um so then Darcy is asking her, she translates, she gets the Google translator and asks her, does Georgie, talk about her a lot or speak on or whatever? And of course the sister's gonna say, of course, he talks about you all the time. He loves you very much. When Georgie already told you he don't talk to his family. you or about your problems. But the sister goes, and then Dorsey felt so much better because that means that Georgie really does love her.
Mm. That sister's a con artist, just like her brother.
Wants to be such a great uncle, but he's never met them exactly. Let me see, what did Ryan say? There's also Gino, Jasmine. Yes, we're gonna get to Gino and Jasmine. We're gonna get to them. So I'm laughing because when I heard the sister said he talks about you all the time, he loves you very much and he's happy in your relationship. I went, really, bitch, really.
Hmm.
So Darcy's starting to feel, oh, he loves me. He talk. You know how Darcy is. She has no self-esteem. She has no nothing. She's fake through and through and through. Okay. And I'm sure the sister was thinking what when she's looking at, I was waiting for her in the confessional to say, what the fuck did my brother bring here? But she didn't. She didn't. She didn't. She did. I'm like, damn. And that'd have been me going, guys, come see this. We have a freak of nature here.
Mm-mm.
So, Georgie was telling his sister, he was concerned about Dorsey meeting their parents. And, the sister was telling him that the parents just want him to be happy, but they would have been happier if he would have had a Bulgarian wife and would have had kids. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So
Yeah.
that's going to be a problem right there. But then she tells him, that as long as he's happy and he's well, the parents will be okay. I'm not believing that because we saw what Jesse's parents had to say about her ass, and she looked 10 times better then than what she does now. Okay. Well, maybe not 10. Okay. But still, she looked better then than she does now. Um, so
She was
George,
also 10 years younger then.
that's true. So then Georgie, so she was telling him she was happy because she met the sister, and then
Mhm.
that's gonna get her ready to meet the parents. He says, "Good, because you're meeting them tomorrow." She wasn't happy about that. And she was like, what? What? So then, they're talking, and, she was, after, you remember, Georgie asked her not to bring any of that shit. So he said he was tired. He wanted to go to bed. They were meeting the parents the next morning, right?
Mhm.
She pulls out this little skimpy ass outfit. I guess she thought they were going to the club, wherever she thought they were going. Georgie goes, I'm tired. I just want to go to bed. She goes, what do you mean go to bed? And then, but if you think about Georgie, the only thing she ever talks about is his dick. That's the only thing she wants him for is sex. That's the only thing she thinks about is sex. She is so insecure. She has nothing else to offer except for being a sugar mama, okay? With a non-existent business. I don't know how they're making money, but okay. So uh, he just wanted them to be in a good mood because they're going to meet the parents. And then Dorsey starts off about, she's been asking him things because she wants to know things. And, and he's not letting her in because, you got this position and I don't even know what you make. And then Georgie is telling her, what do you want to know what I make for? I don't count my money. He goes, what do you want to do? Spend it all? Darcy, if you really wanted to know what Georgie makes, all you have to do is call the company and ask, what does that position pay? That's all you have to do. Or call another company that's close to it and ask, what's the running salary? Okay, that's it. All you have to do. And then she's fussing at Georgie, saying that he's not open and honest with her. Girl, you should have had that fucking conversation back in America. Now, when she said she left Georgie because of this before, did she leave Georgie or did Georgie say he wasn't putting up with this shit? As I recall on their show, the couple that I did, he left her. He left
But
her.
didn't the mother tell Darcy that she shouldn't have put her son out?
Yeah, but that was this past. But He left her and went back to DC. Remember, he left her and he was living in DC again. So I don't know when did
Mhm.
she put it, but he was, remember, they weren't together for quite some time. Think about it. If you remember,
That's true because they've only been married for a year, she
yeah,
said.
yes, he had left her and he was living back in DC.
Hmm. Didn't they just get married thinking that it was going to get them back on 90 Day though?
Yes. And that's what I think. And I think she got married because she was jealous of Stacy.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So this man said he don't have time. What did he say? He doesn't have time to count his money or something. Georgia, you know what's going into your bank account. Now here's my question. They don't have the same account. Because if they had the same account, then she would know what Georgie is making. But then again, Dorsey is all about drama. So I think
But
she's lying.
he also said if you knew how much I was making, you would want to spend it
Spent it
all.
all.
So
Yep.
he always remember from the time he was keeping his money in his sock,
Yep.
he's always kept a stash separate from her.
And then he says, then she goes, so you got what you want from me now, right? That's what it is. So I guess she's talking about the green card. Bitch,
Yep.
he had that when he was with the other woman, I thought. His first marriage.
Yeah, but Darcy also takes credit for everything that doesn't she doesn't deserve.
Yep. And then she says that, something about she want to be able to trust her husband,
Mhm.
uh, and how she feels that he doesn't open up to her. And girl, just shit you could have discussed in America. Why you bringing that shit over to Bulgaria?
Hmm.
But she thinks that he is planning on leaving the relationship. I would. I would run like Tom ran, like Jesse ran, like that other guy she was seeing ran. I would run.
Mhm.
Run, Georgie, run. So that's basically what and she just and he's telling her that you don't listen to me. He goes, every time I try to talk, and then she started talking over him again, right? He was like, see, there you go again. She goes, okay, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna listen. He said, this has been our problem from day one. She wants to control everything. She wants to control the conversation. She wants him to say what she wants him to say. And it's all about Darcy is. And when he told her she was selfish, I said, oh, there we go. That's that triggering word. Jesse told her that. We saw Tom tell her that several. Well, I know Jesse told her that several times too, and
Mhm.
Tom told her that. I don't think she likes that word at all.
No, but the
Georgia
truth
said that
hurts.
yep, he said he doesn't trust a lot of people. Now you think about this. That's your wife. He
Mhm.
doesn't trust a lot of people. He doesn't open up to a lot of people. You don't trust her, and I don't blame you.
Agreed. Mhm.
So, after that, that stupid ass made up argument, and then he told her to come give him a hug or something, and that was it. It- Look, that was it. So they're off to see mommy and daddy. Okay. Ooh, I can't wait. Dorsey and Stacy were fired. I'm surprised. Thank you. She was drunk. So Georgie has been here 13 years. They married November 11, 2023. It's a crime that 90 Day didn't show us. Girl, we don't care. Look, I know we don't. Because you remember she wanted to have a double wedding with Stacy. You remember that?
Yeah. Mhm.
And Stacy didn't want that. And Georgie was still married. Remember that?
Yes, to the girl in DC.
The black chick.
Aren't they gonna bring her on?
I don't know. I
I
don't
don't know
know.
why I felt like they were bringing her on.
I don't know. But I think she was shocked when she saw that Georgie was married to a black woman.
Mm.
Yep, the daddy did tell him that. Yep, the daddy did. But neither one of them live in the daddy's house anymore. Remember the house that they were living in together? It's the daddy's
In
house.
Connecticut, he
Yeah.
probably sold it.
Yep. So we will see. But wait a minute. I forgot. Who was it? Larsa. I forgot. Did you know Larsa had an OnlyFans?
Who, Larsa?
Larsa Pippen.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
From when the series returned, when Miami uh, first came back. That was one of her storylines. Somebody outed her. Alexia outed her on having the OnlyFans account.
Yep. So, yep. And we know Georgie didn't buy that ring that Dorsey has on her finger. That comes from the, what's the name of the house? H&M or H&K, whatever the damn thing is. H&H. That's that costume jewelry that they be doing. We know that Florian didn't buy Stacy that ring she had on her finger. So, okay, let's roll. Who do you want to go to next? Daddy retired, probably. Yeah, he probably did. Let's see. I think that's everything with Georgie and Dorsey. Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But she always wanted. She was talking about his balls. She was talking about him being hard. She's just disgusting. And your kids are gonna. Your daughters are gonna see this. Your daddy sees this. That's all she thinks about is House of 11. Thank you. Thank you. That's the name of it. Ho, yeah, ho. That's them. Ho. That's it. House of 11. Yep. But your nephews are going to see this. Your daddy is going to see this. Darcy is just, oh, I just can't. She's needy. She's insecure. Yeah, I just can't stand her. Then Stacy did a video too with her. Oh God, she's eating too. Okay, so Andre and Elizabeth, Debbie.
So he finally admits that he gave $75,000
No, she
to
knew he gave the 75,000.
the Russians. I said he
Yes.
finally admits that he gave it to the Russians, and he didn't know that they were going to go to war with Ukraine, and they don't have to abide by international law, and therefore they don't have the money anymore. And I was just like, wait, what? That makes absolutely no sense. First of all, why are you giving money to Russians? Like, okay, you never wanted to see that money again. I don't believe this storyline. I don't think he gave anybody $75,000 because I don't think neither one or two of them got $75,000 to give to anybody. That was probably Chuck's money. And something that Chuck said made it sound like he might have given the money to Elizabeth. And so that was Elizabeth's money and not Andre and Elizabeth's money, because Andre is stressing so much that that is our money. And if he's trying to lay ownership on it, I don't think it was his.
So you don't believe that he gave money to the Russians? Hi,
I believe,
Chanel.
look, this is just a lie, because then she gets her children and her daddy and the stroller and the suitcases and said, we are going home. And then he gonna sit there and tell production, I allowed her to leave. I was like, what?
First of all, you did that last minute flight change, right?
I
Just to
think
check.
her tickets were booked on that day. How are you, like, how many flights are coming out of
Thank
Moldova
you.
come to Florida?
Thank you. So Chuck was, and Chuck was like, I knew it. I knew.
And then Chuck,
Thank you.
the
He paid
master of
off
failed
whatever debt.
relationships, is
Because
telling
remember,
Andre she needs you to tell her how he's gonna fix it. And do what?
okay, if you remember, he left Moldova. Remember, he was a cop. He left
Yeah.
Moldova because he got into all that trouble. And when he
Yes.
went back the first time for a visit, he was telling her, they were worried about him being there because he still owed money. And here we go,
Mm-hmm.
right here. Drea just said it. He paid off his debt.
Not there you go.
That's why he's ready to move back to Moldova. Think about it, Debbie.
Mm.
And when they opened that door to what they was, oh, Chuck said, What is that? Oh, hold on. Looks like a
Yes,
bomb had hit that
since
place.
2013 when they annexed Crimea. Crimea used to belong to Ukraine. And yeah, you're right, Michelle. Like he's just lying. He's just lying. And it's just ridiculous. None of this makes sense. Like like I even believe Drea, that theory from Drea, like he paid off and wait a minute. How did he owe these people so much damn money?
Remember, because they said he was crooked and he was working, but he said that he had to leave because they asked him about and he was telling on them. No, Andre, you were taking these people money and yo, I had to pay it back. Never forget when he went back there, his family was worried about him being back there.
Drea, that was the most laughable part. He said, when I get back to Florida,
He
I'm
will sell a
selling a
house.
house.
But it's a
I
house
bet
that's
you
just in
anything
his
that
name.
house is in Libby's name.
I think the house is in her daddy's name.
He gonna do it under her name so that she and the children are protected. If it's under her name, he can't sell it.
I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, okay. Oh my
It's
God.
just a dumb storyline.
So I didn't believe anything that was said. And I'm sitting there going, I said, wait a minute. She said, I changed our tickets. I'm like, hold up. I know for me to change a ticket to come home from Vegas, we're talking $200-300. And I know you're international. It's gonna be more than that. And you're right. So the daddy only came in for a couple of days. Is that what they want us to believe? That Chuck flew all the way over there for a couple of days and then he was leaving. Is that what they want us to believe? Because Chuck was only there for 2 days, right? 2 days.
I guess so.
And that's what they want us to believe. That he only flew over there for 2 days. I'm like, okay, all right. So what else happened with them? Anything else?
I just asked Google Schmoogle, are there direct flights? Are there daily? Is there a daily flight from Miami to Moldova? No, there are no direct daily flights from Miami to Moldova. So to get from Miami to Moldova, you need to take a connecting flight. Oh my God, Lufthansa lot. Oh geez, they've really got to go through your ooh. So you got to go through another major European city in order to get home. This would not be easy.
Mm,
I think this was prearranged.
you think it was prearranged?
Yeah, I think like she was coming home early. I don't think she was going to be there for however many weeks he was going to be there. He could stay and visit his parents. She was in and out. Boom.
Mm.
His real estate license is supposedly inactive. Did he ever pass that real estate license? And I wouldn't have, well, maybe he could sell to Eastern Europeans. But I couldn't have him selling to an American. Sorry. Why don't you want this house? Buy it now. Like, come on. No.
Oh my God. Okay, so we would definitely see. Let's see what else. Is that everything with them, right? Shit, can't I'd find my way to New York, then get a flight to Florida. Okay. Too bad TLC can't afford or care to have people research these BS storylines. Never sees family and she won't stay with them. My family would have been beyond offended. Yeah, but
But
his
it's
mother
so
them have a
many.
3 bedroom apartment.
Yeah, and they only have one bathroom. With all of them people up in there, that would be inconvenience to his. I wouldn't want to stay with his parents either. Maybe the first night, yes, that would be as much as I could do, to be quite honest.
Hmm. Hmm. All right. So let's see. Now we have Gino, Matt, Natalie, and Jasmine.
Oh my god. The biggest farce ever.
Go with it, girl.
But I did appreciate how Natalie rinsed out Gino.
She did rinse him out good, didn't she?
Yes. Gino basically lied to everybody in this scenario and he got busted. Um, I think all of his glee from having two women fighting over him in the bar or
Yep.
wherever they were quickly faded once he got outside and she said what she had to say. Um, what I thought was fiercely unnecessary was inside the bar after Gino and the girl were outside talking.
Mm-hmm.
Dana and Michelle um tell what's her name?
Jasmine.
Jasmine, you know, before you got here, we were talking to them and she seemed genuinely surprised. I think she came here under false pretenses, you know, like I think she came here thinking that y'all were done
Yep.
and she was taken aback by the deception. So then like Jasmine sort of felt bad for how she behaved and then she was just like typical Gino, always lying.
But if you
um
knew, okay, okay, I'm glad you said that. Okay, I'm glad you said that.
but
You know,
again, you
Gino be
know,
lying.
right, but she's so set in this pattern of
Attack, attack,
firing
attack.
off
Yep.
and she is pissed at the situation that she's in, so I can't blame her for being angry. And it's just it's just so ridiculous. They should not be together. They should not be together. But again, I think she's stuck between a rock and a hard place with Gino. Gino has agreed to something for to bring in a third into their relationship. He agreed to the ground rules. Um, and he's going off and doing to somebody else what he's done to her. It's ridiculous. This is a pattern with him.
Exactly.
I don't think he I agree with that person that wrote in the chat. I can't remember whose chat. I think it was your chat because it's the only place I discuss this show. Someone wrote in your chat the reason why he did not go all the way with Natalie was probably because he was unable to, because he did not have the right apparatus or educational aid in order to
Remember what
help
he
him.
said he needed, right? Remember what he said he needed, right? When he was in Panama with Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Yeah. So again, he can't do without corn as a side
Mm-hmm.
dish
Mm-hmm.
in order to gain intimacy with another person.
That's right. But what did you think when Matt decides he wants to
Ruined
come out?
everything.
Thank you.
Ruined everything. It should have been Jasmine who came out to
Thank
apologize.
you. But Matt didn't come out there. He's going to sit there and tell Gino that at least he doesn't need blue pills. But he's going to sit there and talk to Natalie like she's a hoe. But you're the fucking one sleeping with a married woman. Natalie and fuck Gino. You're the
I
one that's living with with Jasmine.
I think Natalie had a talking head and she's like, he came out here to tell me how I should be feeling and he can't do that or something like that. Because I was like making up my bed and stuff like
She
that.
said that
So
he came out here to tell her, but she doesn't know him. He came
mhm.
out and he was judging her, which she
Yes,
never
judging her.
judged him.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I don't think it was appropriate for him to get involved. Like he is a third party in this
Yep,
relationship. Yes, he is. But this is this situation is between husband and wife, not you,
yep. But
and not your place.
he wants to see, but he had to tell Natalie that Gino is still financially responsible for her and he can take Gino to court. I said, what you gonna go to court and tell him? I've been fucking his wife, she been living with me for 5 months, but I want to sue him because he's the one that's financially responsible for.
Well,
Really?
he can do that though.
I wish he would. Girl, that shit won't
Gino is
fly. He can,
supposed to be
you can take anybody
responsible
to
for
court.
her.
Okay. But then
Mhm.
Jasmine made a good point. She said that she doesn't have any credit. She can't rent an apartment. So she
Mhm.
made some good points too. But
Yeah.
then that was a phone call that Jasmine released on IG about her talking to Gino, about him stealing her money.
Mm.
That was on IG. I think I shared it. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a serious thing.
Mm-hmm. But again, and he's right, Gino is financially responsible for Natalie. I mean for Jasmine.
Mhm.
But the thing is, what you taking him to court for? What you
Who's
taking
taking
him
who
to
to
court
court? You mean the boy, Matt?
for? Yeah.
He
He
said
said he
he
can sue
could
him.
because now he has assumed the responsibility of her sponsor because
Well,
her
he said he
sponsor is
doesn't have
being
a problem.
negligent.
He's someone that's paying for her nails. He don't have to take care of Jasmine if he don't want to. He don't have to.
Right. But again, her sponsor, Gino, has defaulted on taking care of her. He has thrown her out of the house that he told the United States government he was bringing her to. He no longer pays for her daily welfare. Look, the boy, as much as we don't like Matt, he does have a point.
He has a point. He does. You're right. He does.
Gino, her sponsor, is in breach of contract with the United States government right now.
Poor Gino.
Gino's an idiot. And then on top of that, if what you're saying is true, that he has taken some of her money without permission, then that's a problem.
Oh, Matt bought Jasmine a new car too.
Well,
He bought her a spanking brand new car for
he
her
is
and their
very
daughter.
charitable.
Yep. I'm
Or
trying
could
to
be
find.
laundering money.
Yep, but then Jasmine had put out a video saying she was a hoarder and how she doesn't allow Matt in her room because it's embarrassing. I'm trying to find the phone call that she just put out the other day because there's her being a hoarder. I'm trying to find the phone call that she put out the other day, where she is talking to Gino about him stealing her money. Yep, I don't shit. Did I see it on IG or was it on TikTok? Shit, I can't remember. I can't remember where I saw it at. But anyway, I see the video where she's talking about the hoarder, but that's not the one about the phone. Yeah. So, and she went live on IG this morning.
Mm.
Yeah. So she has a video up about her being a hoarder. And girl, you should see this room. It is ridiculous. I'm just going to drop that in the chat. But I still don't think Matt had any right. Now, his cousins are messy as fuck. Really messy. I don't think it was their place to say anything to Jasmine. I don't think it was their place to be questioning Natalie. But again, and Gino made a point. Who invited Matt? You have to know if Gino is bringing his new friend there, why would you even invite Jasmine? You could have saw Jasmine earlier that day or the next day. Why would you invite
We've
Jasmine?
gone over this. Michelle and Dana are messy as fuck.
Yep.
That whole family was standing up there rooting Jasmine on like they was at WWE.
Yeah, except for his nephew or his that younger guy.
Mm.
Gino had a point. Who invited? Why would you invite Jasmine? Why would you invite Matt? Who would invite Matt?
Listen, Michelle and Dana were paid by production to make a farce of this whole thing.
Well, that's what they did. No, not from the jump. Not when she first got there. No, 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 no.
Only when they got on the payroll did they suddenly
Yep,
become Team Jasmine. But
yep,
before, like when she was still in Panama, Dana was the biggest one against her.
yep, yep. Not before. They didn't want her. They told Gina, what's the thing? She's coming for his money. Yep, that's it. Okay, anything else happened between them? I just think
Nah.
Nat was out of line. He was out of pocket. But you know what? What I got was when Natalie said that she couldn't get a car. And then all of a sudden, there was her car. She was going back to the hotel and then she was going home. Natalie, hi, Stephanie, welcome. Stephanie got the hell out of there. Not Stephanie. Natalie got the hell out of there.
Well, maybe it was taking a little while. If she was doing Uber,
Yep,
sometimes
she
there's a
was.
delay.
Yep, she said, I'm getting a car. I'm getting my own car. That's what she said.
Yeah, because like I remember when I was in Vegas last year, like one night that I was leaving,
Especially if
what
there's a
hotel was
concert or
that?
something going on. It's hard to get an
It
Uber.
was the night of the implosion. I
Mm-hmm.
had to wait a while to get a car
Yep,
to
it
get
takes a
back to
while.
my hotel.
If you have a concert, any kind of sporting event,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to take forever to get
Yep.
an Uber, a taxi, whatever. Yep. Hmm. So that's what happened. Anything we missed?
Mm-mm.
Anybody
Wait.
we missed? Because we talked about Brandon, and
Um,
so we talked about everybody on this episode.
we did? Okay.
Hmm.
Yay.
We talked about everybody, but Jasmine is asking Gino for her money, and I can't find it. I swore I shared it the other day, but I don't see it on my thing. And I thought I saved it, but I guess I didn't. Hold on. How do I find something that I saved on IG?
Go to your profile.
Okay, I'm on my profile.
Hold on.
Because, I save stuff all the time.
Home search profile. Damn, I think I only know it on the phone.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll find it and I'll put it out. Because she recorded her call with Gino. And
Mm.
she's telling Gino that he stole her money. Oh, is this it? Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, wait. Home. Close this. I don't know how to do it on my computer. I've already found it on my phone.
Yep. Yep. I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. I found the video that I shared with Lisa 55 weeks ago that I shared about her living conditions. And I was like, damn, this is disgusting.
Oh, I think I found it. So on your computer,
Uh-huh.
go to profile, and then when the page changes, right above the pictures, the little flag for saved items, you click on that.
Saved. Okay. Uh, yeah, I don't, but I have it saved in a folder. Um, because I name my folders. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I will figure it out because I see some of them, but then I have a separate folder. Hold on, let me see something. I damn sure don't see it, but I know I saved it. I know I saved it. But anyway, I'll find it. Trust me, I'll find it. All right. Anything else, Deb? Because I know it's time for you to go to bed. It's 10:27. Um, let's see. True, Ryan, on the lines of the. Thank you guys. See, I told you I don't play her. Jasmine doesn't look like Jasmine, so her daughter won't look exactly. That little girl looks like Matt. That little girl looks like Matt. So that's what I wanted to ask you, Debbie. We've asked this before. Is Gino responsible for that child?
Yes, because they are still legally married, and any offspring of said marriage, he
But
is
if
the
he
father.
proves paternity, because I know he was telling somebody that Jasmine refused to have a paternity test done.
Well, he would have to then look, legally under the eyes of the law, Google Michigan law with regards to children born in wedlock. It is assumed that the husband is the father of that child.
But for her to say that she and Matt are just, and how is she breastfeeding a baby with implants?
Child, I don't know. I don't have implants and I don't have a baby neither.
No, seriously, how do you breastfeed a baby when you have implants?
I don't know.
So
It
here's the
depends
little
on
girl
whether
right here.
the implant is above or beneath the mammary gland, I think. So it all depends on how her implants were put in.
So there she is with the little girl right there. Okay. And then this is what threw me. Why are you breast? What? What? You have implants. Look at it. She looks like Matt.
Well,
She looks like Matt. Let me turn the sound off. Yeah, that's when she baked cookies and stuff. And he showed them off. See, there they go right there. But that little girl looks just like Matt. Look, they're just friends. They're roommates. Look at that. Look at that. They're roommates. And that's special. Healing in the kitchen with Jasmine. I think she looks better right there with the glasses on, but you need to cover them tatas up. Okay. Oh, that shit looks good. But anyway, I'm going to go. Yep, there she goes, breastfeeding. So you go ahead, girl. All right, Debbie. Uh, all for show. All right, guys. Thank you all for being here. We really appreciate Stephanie. No one needs to see her feet. Nope. Nope. Her gay boyfriend roomie. I don't be all up on my male friends. But that's what she says. They're just friends. Yep, she's living her best life, girl. She's got a man that's taking care of her needs. Now we still haven't broken down. Is well, we already know she was cheating, but Gina already knew that too. So I don't want to hear. I don't feel sorry for you. But anyway, I'm gonna go, Debbie. I just ate a half a cheesecake.
Nice. I gotta go and find dinner now.
Okay, well, you go find dinner. I'm gonna go take me a
Mhm.
nice hot bath. I've been up and out, and when I came back in, I didn't have time to jump. Well, I if I would have taken a 15-minute shower or bath, yeah, I would. But I like to soak. So I will see you guys. Debbie, are you going live Wednesday?
I think so.
Okay, so then I'll go Thursday because you know I have to do my Platteville.
Yeah, but
Yeah, they
Wednesday
look good
people.
together. They really do look good together. They really, really do. And if she's happy, I'm
Mhm.
happy for her. But I didn't share. I thought I was sharing Jasmine's page. Debbie, you didn't see Jasmine's page?
Yeah, I saw Tata's.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Drea, stop messing with me. Oh, the cheesecake. I didn't share the cheesecake. Oh, okay. Oh, like, wait a minute.
Mhm.
What? Yeah, I was in the store and they had in the bakery section, they have a half a wedge. Well, it's like a wedge of cheesecake with the strawberries, fresh strawberries. And I just looked in my refrigerator and I saw it. So I took a piece of it and I just sat here and wolfed down that damn cheesecake. So now I'm going to have to walk an extra 15 minutes tomorrow. Okay. I got to get this off. Got to get it off. Got to get it off. Got to get it off. I got to get into my cute little jumpsuits. Okay. So I got it. Debbie, I love you guys. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you all for being here. I'll be here on Thursday. We're going to do Welcome to Platteville. And tonight is my, oh my God, Hunt for Love. Oh my God. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I think this might be the last episode for the Hunt for Love tonight. I think it might be the season finale. Debbie's channel. Can somebody drop T Love? Oh, hold up. Debbie, could you drop? You know what? Let me go to the commentary zone because I'll be damned. You are a bad, bad channel. Oh, hold on. The commentary zone. Okay, hold on. Let me drop Debbie's link real quick. Let me drop the link for you. Okay, got it. Here's the link right here. There we go. There's the commentary zone right there. There's Debbie's link. Debbie and Jamal. Um, yeah. Who says goodbye? Oh, the pussycat. Fuck that. All right, guys. I'm going. Love you guys. Have a good evening. Debbie, what you say? Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Bye, Debbie. Bye, bye, bye. I'll talk to you
Bye.
guys later. Have a great one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye. You could have been left. Bye. Bye, guys. Have a good evening. Bye, T Love. Bye, guys. Have a good evening. Good night.